We're live.
Hey, we're live. Alive.
To take
So
us
anyways,
out, what does that
the
mean?
doctor says my rash should go down in a couple months, so it's pretty good.
Ryan,
news.
be careful. The intro's almost done.
Okay. Anyways, the pus was just coming everywhere.
Oh no.
By rash go down, he doesn't mean recede. He means move through my body as if it were mobile.
Well,
I'm
it'll
still
spread
eating.
everywhere, so it looks uniform. I'll just be a different shade of color. It's fine.
Oh, I
Mom,
picked
can
the
you come
wrong
pick
day to
me
eat
up?
algae. All right. Hey, we're live. We're back. Artem's back from concert season. Yay.
Yay.
He's eating his
Has Sir not appearing in this
Soup?
episode?
soup. I'm just going to throw out a random guess.
Nope.
Is it soup? All right.
Dread as
Anyone
fuck,
else?
though.
I don't know. Soup's a good
It
one.
is-
All right. Well, anyway.
It is a turkey leg.
I can
Oh,
see
I
why
get
you
it now.
didn't eat that, aren't you?
Yep.
Welcome to D&D.
Strategic. I like it.
Not for this character, maybe for some others. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we're back. It is it's Broken Fate, episode 8. It's not all gonna rhyme. So let's do a little recap of last time. That was all rhyme right there.
We did
Who's
the
it?
battle and we won.
We did that thing. Oh, we had a guest last time too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A
Yeah,
hireling. A marathon running hireling.
That's
Someone
such a
who
cute
wanted-
idea.
Someone who wants to run around the entire continent because no one has ever done it before. So they joined us in our holy crusade against invading the home of some Senhuagan and killing them dead, which we did.
Yeah, you guys won the fight. Artem wasn't here physically for the episode, but 8-9 and his archers just like you guys had a lair action that was basically 10d8 piercing like every round, and it you guys held your own regardless, but like with those two things together, you know,
Did
So you're saying
definitely
I
help
won for you
having-
guys.
it took it. Well, it would have gone differently without it. I mean, that's for sure. That's why.
Nor would have certainly died, for sure. For
You
sure.
didn't take any damage.
We won using the power of cheap labor, which
Yeah.
really is there any better American
Is there any
way?
better way to win than cheap labor?
Are you guys the baddies?
I mean, we kind of went into their turf when they did not provoke us and just killed them.
It belonged to the crown. It belonged to the crown.
They did attack first on the boat, though. You know, to
That's
be-
true.
This is an ongoing conflict.
They challenged us. They're like, "You'll never take our weapon." We're like, "Bet."
Kind of.
But also, I mean, like, you guys have been, what do you call it? You guys have been running, like, fairly neutral on everything so far anyway, so it's not like, you know... wasn't
I
like
don't
against
think they'd agree with that.
Fair.
Just as we're killing them, we're neutral.
My brothers. Dying.
We do this out of neutrality.
Listen, they had a chance. They could have gone back into the ocean. They could have just swam away.
Did we give them a chance ever?
They did, I mean, when you smoked them out, they did
Yeah.
turn right back around the beach to come at you.
I
Like,
guess
that is
that's
true. They did not...
I mean, what's the response to somebody like burning your home down? I'm not gonna walk away. I'm gonna be like, I saw you, motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna go towards them.
To
This
be
is some
honest,
peacekeeper shit.
I was about to say, it's Peacekeepers 2.0, isn't it? My leg
If
is... I'll
we
never
were
live it
on-
down.
if I was a fish man, which I am, but a different kind of fish man, and they smoked us out, and then I swam up on the shore, and then they just lit up one of my biggest homies with 10 different arrows, I'd be like, I'll see y'all in the water. Nah.
I hope that Fiddler on the Roof joke landed there.
No,
I
I got it.
yeah.
Thank you. If I were a fish. All right. Anyways, that's the musical adaptation of last episode. Okay, so yeah, you did that. You won the battle. Nora went off on her cross-country way. Bo, you had a little bit of an interaction with the druids before the battle. I think that's the only other kind of development, really, from last episode.
One question I had after that battle
Mhm.
was done is, What kind of loot did they have on them? Do they have like? Can we like steal their weapons and sell them later and stuff? Or
You could. I mean, it was like tridents. So if you want to collect that all, I could give you a total number. If you
sure.
want to.
We still haven't really divvied up the gold.
No, you haven't. But that'll be a point of discussion tonight as well.
Because we need to pay the people, right?
Yeah.
That's already taken out, I thought, or was it
Oh.
not? I don't know. Ryan was
I've been
doing
keeping
math.
track of it.
Okay.
All right.
Something very specific, though, to last time. We learned that the people who worked on this thing are still working at the castle and just ain't nobody fucking talking to each other over there. And we got sent on this thing that people absolutely know about. So there's
Some
that.
people, yeah. Okay, if you would like the total, it would be 20 standard tridents.
okay,
Y'all writing it down?
I am.
All right, cool. Yeah, it'd be 20 standard tridents. It would be 4 of the, we'll call it like high quality tridents. That's like the nicer, shinier one that Azov lifted off of that first alpha you fought on the boat.
Okay. I've been
so I
calling
guess-
them great tridents because they're larger.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever works. But point being, it would be like worth more. And then I would say that, and so the giants are just like biters and fist fighters, so they wouldn't have carried anything. But then the king would have like the highest quality trident. So still trident, but again, like the gold value would be higher than normal. So let's see. What is a trident worth as is in 5e? Let's see here. A typical trident. Oh, sorry. Trident, not gum. Trident cost 5e is 5 gold. Okay, so we'll say you have, so you have 20 of them worth 5 gold apiece. That'd be 100 gold. You have 5 technically. I think I said 5. It would be 4 of the great tridents. Because there were 4 alphas in this instance, and then Azov has one from earlier from the boat. It's 5 great tridents. We'll call that another 50 gold, because that would be, I'll say that's worth 10. So 150, and then we'd say that the King's is probably worth like 20. So that's 170 gold worth of tridents.
Damn.
I mean, it was a big force you guys fought, so.
Did the king have any jewelry, a crown, anything like that?
No. He just had the nicest trident.
A man
Yes,
of
but it's like
people. I
weaved
respect it.
seaweed.
He
Yeah,
should have
yeah.
said,
They were latching onto the big weapon thing. It's like, I don't see them as caring for tiny baubles and
Yeah.
stuff.
They're almost like children of the atom of the sea. All right. So if we got all that down, cool. So we're kind of, well, where do you guys want to pick up? Do you want to kind of pick up as you're looting stuff from the battle? Do you want to pick up like back in the inn? Because at this point after the battle, it's like, probably just a little after midnight, I would say, because you did go like after sundown to make sure it was like dark to kind of carry out your plot. So that's probably about where we're at on the clock.
Sorry, say again?
So do you guys want to pick up right after the battle in the aftermath? Do you want to like fast forward to when you're back at the inn? Where do you want to like specifically pick up right now? Because any of those
Let's pick up-
is fine.
let's pick up right after the battle.
Okay.
Because it's early morning, right?
It's like just
It's
after
first thing in
midnight.
the morning. Oh, yeah. I mean, technically
yeah.
first thing in the morning.
Yes. It's rolled over to the next day, but it is still night. And when the party sleeps tonight, it would technically be a short rest because you all long rested before the battle, and it's only like one long rest per 24 hours, right?
Something
Yes.
like that.
I think that's the rule.
I think we just started the day very early, basically.
If you wanted to think about it that way, that's fine. Either way, I'm just saying, like, if you all decide to go to bed, of which I assume you will at some point, that would just be a short rest benefit technically. All right, yeah, I'll drop you guys. We can just drop you guys right back on the beach. Where is? Oop, all right. Okay, so back on the beach, and 8-9 would be down there with his archers. I would just leave your tokens as is for now. I wouldn't make any adjustments because I've copied and pasted them to another page, so
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about anything like that for now. They're all 8, 9s, 10s. It's very funny. Oops. There we go. So yeah, you're here on the beach, yeah, in the aftermath, gathering your stuff.
Alrighty then. That was certainly the biggest battle I've ever fought.
Was
Same. Mm-hmm.
that
Insight.
Go for it. Probably though.
I noticed some a little bit like, yeah.
I mean, do we count bar brawls?
if your bar brawls are this large,
Maybe, who knows?
it's true. I haven't been in a fight this large in quite some time.
Weren't you part of a war?
I was. It's been a long time since I've gone up against such unlikely odds. And for everyone to come out unscathed is rare in my experience. But I'm glad to say that we are victorious. No doubt due to my masterful planning. And 8-9, your incredible aim saving our lives, along with your fellow compatriots.
I am quite impressed by everything you all carried out this evening. It was a successful operation. Everybody had each other's backs. Everybody fought bravely. Everybody played their part. I'm very impressed, and I must say I am pleased to have worked with you all on this.
Yes, well,
You're welcome.
seems while we're here, and the weapon, as it were, has been successfully retrieved. Do we want to deal with expenses, tidying that up? Or should we go inspect our prize, as it were?
I suppose we could go have a look. If it's money we ought to talk about, there's more to discuss, and it might be best to sleep first. But I suppose I can leave that all up to you.
Well,
Go check the thing out.
Certainly.
let's go check.
We know it's clear. Maybe we bring in some sand just in case the fires are still going.
Yes, and I recommend everyone cover their nose.
Oh, yeah. Grease fire is. Yeah. So you head back. You head back inside, and it is. You put out your fires. Probably does smell pretty bad. And you reach the dock, the Bismarck dock.
So what the hell is this thing?
I don't know. Do we try to board it?
Open. Well, I don't know what to do.
But you're the smart
Well,
one.
Can I pick up a rock and throw it on the side of it, like a small one?
Like you're throwing it at it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And I would say too, like you probably gave your hirelings their gold and they all left. They're. You don't
I was
have
about
a
to
whole-
say they're not invited.
Yeah. There's not 20 people in here right now. You're just gonna kind of ding it off the side, kind of. Ryan, you're just gonna ding it off the side of the sub. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you do that, and it. It hits. It's a very like ding, like metallic kind of sound. Kind of reverberates through the cavern a little bit. Dips into the water. But there's no like reaction from the sub. Like Bismarck doesn't like move or make a sound or anything. It just ding, metallic clang. Then the rock falls into the water.
Well, it doesn't seem to be awake or
Sounds
alive.
hollow.
It won't eat us, so it's a good start.
I
At
would
least so
hope not.
far.
I can call for those engineers we spoke of, although I would have to wait until they're actually awake. And then it would take a day to get here, but we can certainly
Well-
call for them.
We don't want to wake them and disturb them.
If
Yeah.
you wish to play around with your new toy, I won't. Okay.
I'm
I
going to
will
start
stay
making
here
my
on
way
the
over.
shore. Yeah,
Hold
she'll
on.
stay back on the shore.
Run after
Bo.
him.
I'm right behind you.
Is there?
His heroism is worn off, but he's got some residual bravery, and he's just going for it.
Is there a door? Porthole?
Yeah, so if you're like walking out kind of onto the scaffolding over to it, you would see there is like, it appears to be sort of like a hatch on the top. Yeah.
Pop this baby open.
Yeah. Give me a strength check.
Oh, you might give me a hand with this?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Do you want me to roll or you to roll?
My strength, my athletics is +5.
As is mine, so I'll just grant you advantage.
That should have been with a +5. So
23.
23.
Cool. Yeah, so together you lift it up. Things really creaking as you're opening it. As you open it, it's almost like you know how you like tighten a bottle too tight and it's like the water seal, you gotta like get it right. So as you lift it, it's almost like that, sort of like almost suction holding it in place until you're able to separate it. And it's almost like it would almost look to you guys almost like a nice leather couch cushion is kind of like what's the inside. That's like the inside, like what do you call it? Like gasket kind of lining, right? As you're opening this thing up, you open it up, and as you look down, this sort of like hatch, it is actually wide enough for two people to climb down at once. There's one ladder toward the back, one ladder toward the front, so that it's wide enough for two folks to climb down into at one time. As you look down, you don't really see much other than the floor of the interior, right? Because it's a drop and then it goes out. But you see those two ladders, and you see what looks like a hybrid of a wooden and metal floor below. Roughly, I can tell you how many feet below too, if you want to know, because I know we talked about the dimensions of the thing before, so I want to make sure I give it to you correctly. Let me just scroll here. All right, it is 50 feet long. It is 20 feet tall. So I'm going to say you're looking down probably about a 10-foot ladder. And then it's roughly 15 feet across, something like that. It's hard to do we're in 2D here, but something like that.
How's it looking, gentlemen?
Is it lit?
well,
It is not
nothing-
lit.
It's a bit dark, but it does not seem inhabited. Seems like it's safe.
Oh, I guess Henry's got her lantern out, right? 'Cause
I
the
probably
top
whipped
is
it back
filled
out
with
now
the
that
night
it's
and the
safe.
stuff is blocked, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it is dark inside.
had to be
like
a
you
fucking
can
human. Kill me.
So for the dark vision folks, you do see down into it, like I said, just kind of the straight drop down. But and you will notice it is like, you can tell from the height of this thing that this ladder only goes down halfway. Like it seems this thing is large enough to kind of have two decks.
Azov's gonna lean over. It's like, to any Sanghuagan who have not excavated or left the vehicle already, this is your only warning. We are coming in neutrally, which means with violence, obviously.
Your voice kind of reverbs through the thing, and you wait, there's no response.
Think it's safe to go.
Roll
I think
for
it's
an.
at
I'm just
everybody.
kidding. Imagine if this was a mimic. How pissed would you be if as soon as you crawl down, just.
That's why I threw a rock. See, it would alive.
I mean, to be fair, you guys don't know. Like, a submarine doesn't exist in this world yet, and none of you knew what a shark was. So,
I'm still gonna roll. I'm still gonna roll to see if I can drive it.
That's true. Or I would say Azov knows, but yeah. Anyways, what a shark is.
All right, Bill, let's go check this out.
Alrighty, let's go.
Okay, so you climb down. It is dark inside. You climb down and you're in this sort of like hatch area. So immediately when you climb down, here, why don't we, as we're doing this, I might just be kind of like drawing on the thing, just so you kind of get a good idea of what's happening here. So let me.
Aesop and Bo go in there.
Mhm.
Because my funky mental link that I established with 8-9 lasts for actual hours. I'm going to 8-9. I'm going to telepathically ask you, hey, how funny would it be if I just like closed the lid with them in there? Would that be bad?
He doesn't say anything, but he's just sort of like smirking at you a little bit.
All right. So if you would like to, if you want to kind of like maybe draw your own sort of like diagram or whatever as you go, since you're exploring, you can do it right there. I'm just going to put it up in the corner. So yeah, if you want to do that as you're exploring, that might be helpful for
What are
you.
we doing?
If you wanted to like kind of draw out, kind of like, point, where you are in the inside of this thing, little indicators of as you're exploring. Because right now, it's almost like a fog of war kind of thing is how this would be. Like you don't know what's inside of this thing, so each room's going to be something new.
Okay, well, what happens when we get to the bottom of the ladder?
Yeah. So first, when you get inside, it's like a self-contained, almost like pressure chamber. So when you get inside, you're going to see two doors. One is going to go. I forget the names of front and back of the boat. Aft and bow. What is it? I don't remember.
The stern and the bow.
Thank you. Okay. Bow is the front.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll just say front and back. So as you get down,
The front is the bow, the rear is the stern.
Okay. So there are two doors, one leading more toward the stern, one leading more toward the bow. But as of now, you're just in like a small chamber that mostly just contains the ladders. And then if you walk around the ladders, because it's like they'd be against the wall. And then when you get inside, then it's just like loose ladder away from any wall. You know what I mean? It's like only attached to the top. So behind each of those are those two doors, one to the back, one to the front of the machine.
Let's go to the front, see how this thing runs.
Okay. When you open up the front, there is basically this whole front of this thing is going to be one room. Here, I'll draw the line for this one just so I'm more clear kind of what I'm explaining. Kind of cuts down like that. That is all now. The whole front mouth face of this shark is like one chamber. And as you look down into it, it looks like there are kind of like several chairs all facing forward in like the direction this thing would be moving. There is one chair that has what kind of seems like a typical wheel for a ship. All the others have like, it almost looks like little desks in front of them, almost like little student desks or writing desks for people to be doing some sort of work, perhaps navigation work. But yeah, you get inside and this seems to be essentially not the crow's nest, whatever you call the
Helm.
Thank you, the helm. Yes. There is like I said, a wheel down there with one seat in front of it and then some other seats about.
This seems like a bad way to make a boat because you can't see where you're going.
Well, they're probably gotta turn it on or something first. There's, and Azov's gonna like fumble around. Is there a button or a switch or a lever or
Are you
key or
gonna
something?
descend down into this helm, or are you gonna stay up? Yeah, because it's probably like a set of stairs down,
Yeah.
Well, like a set of like tight wooden stairs down, As you're walking down, if you're feeling around, there's not gonna be anything on the walls. But as you get like up toward one of those like kind of desks that are scattered around, we'll say there's four. We'll say there's the main wheel, and then there's like two desks here and here on either side of the wheel, and then two a little further back. So like four folks could sit and navigate or whatever it is. As you get to those desks, you can roll. If you're looking for something like that, I would say roll me an investigation.
I have. which means
Oh.
Okay.
I have proficiency in navigator tools and vehicles (parentheses water).
Okay.
Damn.
So you would do this at advantage, I suppose?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Because you won't
Uh,
just know how it works. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I know
Well-
how boats work.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it would be fair to if you didn't have proficiency in investigation, maybe you'd have proficiency just in the vehicle itself that you could rolling at that +2 or something.
Sure, that could work. I'm fine with the advantage on this.
I'll try advantage because I'm pretty dumb.
Okay. So
16.
16. Okay. So a 16, a 16, you are going to notice that they're almost like. It looks like, oops, almost like the threads of where you would insert a light bulb. There are several little threads like that on each of these 4 desks.
The fuck's a light bulb?
There's a you guys would know bolts and screws and stuff like that. So there's it seems like to be a like very small little like threaded
The
receptacles.
female socket.
Yeah. Basically, there were small and shallow female sockets on all of these desks.
Do the sockets seem unrecognizable to us, or do we have an idea what would go in there?
Let's see. With a 6, I would probably need a different roll for that. It's up to you whether how you want to roll for that. If you want to roll more for like the building side of it, the potential magic side of it, you know what I mean? Like, depends on what you want to use to.
Bo's gonna
Figure it out.
roll Arcana and a small chance that he knows something, but he probably
Okay.
won't know anything.
Well,
Oh.
the 17, you know something? Yeah. Bo, these look like you've seen perhaps, and as I would maybe like chime in on this a little bit after kind of realizing this, sometimes at like a fortune teller's place, like a magic shop's place, there are certain like almost like almost imagine a candle holder, but instead of a candle, you put like a crystal or a certain gem there, right? Almost like it would activate something. And as I'll probably saw something similar, like when he got his fortune told, right? There may have been some things like that in Madame Deb's tent. So yeah, you're looking at what seem to be some sort of crystal or gem activated mechanisms, and each of the desks seems to have their own.
Is it like looking at it? Does it look like operating the machine is contingent on the presence of those maybe crystals?
With Azov's investigation, I would say it's easy. You can tell kind of by the way the room is laid out. Each of these desks like will serve a different function in the ship.
Okay,
So
okay.
speaking to Bo talked about like, or whoever spoke about visibility, right? Like how do you see anything in here? Looking up, you can almost see, right? There's like these hinges on the outside, almost like the shark's jaw, right? So looking up from the inside, you see,
No,
You can
that's
kinda
its
see those-
eyes. Don't be silly.
you can kind of see like hinges like that, almost like some sort of covering that would go
Okay.
back and forth in this sort of way. From where you are on the inside, it's almost doesn't look like it may be glass, but from what you're looking at, it's almost like the top portion of this kind of shark's head is more translucent, like you could see out into the ocean beyond you, and you can tell like sort of structurally that is linked to one of these desks. You can see that one seems to run I wouldn't necessarily say it's wiring along the ground, but there's like some sort of like a diagrammed out almost like trail, right? Like running back toward other parts of the ship. So one kind of points toward the back, some kind of point more to the sides, one is sort of pointing toward the wheel. So these all seem to be for powering up functions of the ship. So whatever it is that powers them,
So we're
room,
definitely not
especially,
going to be
so-
driving this thing home unless we get a little something extra.
perhaps,
Um,
although you
with-
haven't seen
with-
everything in here yet.
With that 17 Arcana,
Mhm.
does Bo think that this is like pretty standard in this world for how
Oh no,
magic operates? This is
not at all. Yeah, this is hardcore. You haven't seen it ever. Like at most, people are going to use a crystal to like, keep a flame lit, or keep a fun thing levitating. Right? Like this is hardcore. Like, you guys like artificers you'd be familiar with, right? Like that's their existing folks.
There's like energies in the crystals that
exactly.
help. Okay.
Yeah, but you've never seen it to this degree. Like you've heard of artificers making like weapons and like constructs and things like that, but something of this scale, this is different. This is next level.
Okay. Well, it's clear that some kind of crystal or gem needs to go in here, but I couldn't tell you like what it is. Like, are we searching for diamonds, or are we searching for like water elemental gems, or I don't know what, but I think we'd best look around these desks, see if we can find any kind of clues as to what the heck's supposed to go in there. There's all sorts of kinds of gems and crystals, but I'm at a loss to know which one we should be looking for.
Azov's going to kind of lean back up the hallway, going up to the hatch, and he's going to yell, Henry! Henry! Can you look for some crystals or diamonds?
Out here?
Yeah, just look on the ground. See if there's anything around.
I'm gonna like hold up my lantern and look very carefully.
Sure.
Maybe by the throne area where the king was sitting.
Sure.
I mean, is this the reason why it's not been moving? Like they didn't have what they needed to power it. Like, what if the source that they need is no anywhere near here?
Possible. It's possible it was taken when this project was shut down. But...
Or maybe there's a storage area on this boat. I'm going to go check the other rooms. And 8-9's going to go walk down the hall.
It's super fucking dark, and I'm fucking loading this goddamn thing.
You asked the person without dark vision to look.
Why did I ask the human to look?
The whole
I
thing
can
has
hear you! You're in an echo chamber!
Oh crap, I think she heard me, guys.
with the scaffolding over everything, does it look like it's under construction still, or did it just look like this is how you just like
it looked like it
walk
was
up and...
Yeah, it looks like it's docked.
Okay, but
like
not incomplete or under construction.
Correct. This is just how it is docked. This is how it is suspended
Got it, okay.
in the water.
Right, got it.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna check other rooms, 8-9?
Yeah.
Cool. So I would say there is actually a you could go back up, or you would see like there is a passage kind of like through part of the stairs that would go back that way.
Let's do that.
Up to you how you want to do it. Okay, cool. So you enter in another room, and we're just gonna go
Tony's like, roll initiative.
No. I'm gonna just draw here. I'll finish the diagram now, just for sake of like making it, Oop, that's a terrible arrow. And then let's see. Boom. Where's my red? Here we go. Okay, there you go. So now you kind of get an idea of the chambers now. So the first one you're gonna go back into. This one is it almost seems like a mess or recreation hall kind of place. There's some and again, like, we got to think submarine, so it's not like super wide or whatever, right? But like there is clearly like what seems to be a table, and there are like spots along the wall where you can see like, pots, pans, similar things like that hanging. Like clearly this is a spot where people could cook and sit and eat and kind of take one off, or take a load off. That's the phrase. Is what you would find in here. There's a door further down, but right now you're in basically an empty mess hall.
Okay. I mean, he's just going to keep walking.
Okay. The next one is going to be a bunch of bunks. That is what you find. There's a bunch of bunks. They're all kind of just really slushy machine in the interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of bunks in here. you're gonna find I would say there's probably a total of 10 bunks in here.
My God.
Yeah. Probably about 10. And that is one of them looks a little nicer kept than the others. It looks like there's maybe a little like better kind of almost mattress thing in it. That one would probably belong to whoever the captain would be. Maybe that one even has like a partition, right? Like something a little bit better. But these are the bunks, yeah.
All right. Well, keep going back.
Okay. You get into the last room, which is I would say roll me another investigation as you get into this last room.
Oh boy. Well, that's not the worst.
It's pretty good. Okay, you recognize this. It seems to you recognize that as an engine room. Okay, like you recognize that much. Like, okay, this is the thing that makes it go. But within it is another one of those kind of like crystal holder kind of things. This one's larger. All the others were, I would say, roughly what I want to say. I'm thinking American measurements here. I would say they're roughly like tangerine sized. The sockets
One
on the desk.
cheeseburger sized.
Yeah, there you go. Around there. One like White Castle slider size. Those are what the socket sizes are. And then in this room, however, this one's more like there are several, but these are all like pizza sized. Like large pizza. These are bigger sockets in here. And there are some kind of like more along the wall, and you can see they're connected sort of to tubing that goes up. And considering you know what this looks like on the outside, you can tell that tubing goes to what appears to be some sort of like cannons on the outside. You can see that one is connected to what you would call the literally the fin of this thing. You can see that others run more toward back toward the direction you came. Yeah, that is what you see in here. You see a lot of unpowered machinery that, in your observation, is connected to the actual movement and weapon system of this thing.
But no crystals socketed into any of those.
No, there are not socketed. No, none are socketed in.
Well, 8-9's going to go back towards the helmet and be like, I tried, there's nothing.
When 8-9 walks back in, Azov's going to be like underneath the desk. It's like, I'm telling you, usually there's a manual under here somewhere, some kind of instruction or pamphlet, because there's always a nerd that writes everything down. So, why are you standing there? Help me!
I'm just like using a mage hand to be like, I'm helping. Meanwhile, he's just like eating a ration.
Playing rock, paper, scissors with his own mage hand.
Just because it's funny to watch them like do their thing for a second, 8-9 purposefully just stands there. He's like, we could always check the bunks. It looked like there was a captain's bed.
8-9, you can't sneak up on us like that. We just got out of battle.
I mean,
Did you hit your head on the desk?
Yeah, he's shot up and he hit his head. Like the echo goes through the entire ship.
Henry hears it out in the cavern too. She hears like a boom.
In my search for crystals, I couldn't find shit. I'm just sitting on the throne.
Okay. So like artificial rock throne.
Yes.
Oh.
8-9 hears. What the fuck was that?
Azov.
Oh, okay.
8-9, what did you find? Please tell me first aid kit's in there.
I didn't find that, but I mean, there's a mess hall, bunks, which maybe there's something in there, journal, diary, or something, and an engine room.
What about the captain's quarter? I assume it's quite regal in this vessel.
There was a nicer looking cot.
Just still a cot.
A cot? With
Yeah,
the other
you know,
lowly
it's like
men?
a little bed, but it's really small, and you put it into the side of a ship.
That's awful. Okay, well, I'm sure this vessel is proficient in other ways, clearly not for comfort.
I'm telling you, should have gone for the sky one.
Well, we'll see the Sky one and see how shitty it probably is.
I want it to
doesn't
be
go
like
to
a
work.
7
Full ass airship spa,
Yeah.
gym,
Whole fucking Chinook.
all you can
man.
eat buffet. Like, oh, would you like more?
Where is Narcisse currently?
She came in with you. Right? Yeah, she came in with you, but then you were like, "We're gonna go inside." She was like, "Okay." So she's probably just standing on the shore, just like observing.
Narcisse, be real with me. Do I look good on a throne? Don't lie.
She takes a pause and she looks at you. I know sort of the crowds you run in, Henry, and you didn't strike me as one who wanted to be on top of all of that.
I don't, but I can fantasize. That wasn't. I didn't want that answer. I'm done playing now. I stand up.
To be honest, though, it looks good.
While Bo's got some time with Azov relatively alone, he's gonna be like, so, after some time, what are you thinking of this, Narcisse?
Well, I think today, especially after today, you saw how I rescued her from that Singwakan king, right? Delivered the killing blow.
I remember something of the sorts of you killing, and not quite sure that you saved her. She seems quite capable herself.
Well, yeah, but you have to extrapolate. What could have happened is that it was ready to rear its terrible scream again, and I stopped that. So, I have to imagine that that did a lot for me today. Maybe we can talk later after the gold has been divvied out and we can find the best chef this icy hole has a place to eat and something. I don't know. It's a slow moving process.
So
Why do you ask?
So you're trusting her at this point, yeah?
I mean, you don't have to trust everyone you have relations with.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to separate out knowing where we're at, you know? So you wanting to have relations with her is one thing, but trusting her is something altogether, and so I'm just curious where you're at with that part.
Well, I don't appreciate this you have to share some of your gold with the crown thing. I feel like that was part of our job, is to get things along the way, and now they want to tax us for, I mean, we're getting them this thing. That's pretty good, right? So I don't really know where that's gonna go, but I mean, for now, she seems okay. If not a little tense, but I'm sure I'll be able to break through that hard shell.
Yeah, she's definitely interesting, you know. At first I was really kind of cold to her because of the whole being a part of the crown thing, and I generally don't like anything authoritarian like. But I tell you, she made me feel things out on the battlefield that I don't quite know how to explain. It just she makes me feel real good, you know.
Yes, she's quite a fine specimen.
Yeah.
Though, I will say, Bo, if you're worried about authoritarianism, this crown, this kingdom, it gets much worse out there. Particularly the more east you go.
I'm sure of it. I mean, I can only imagine they get worse and worse and worse. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, if relations don't exactly work out with you, would there be any spot for a little Bo Peep, you know?
With
Just
me? Me?
no, not with you. No, not with you. No. Yeah, I don't think it's been a secret that I fancy the horny girls. And well, I'm just saying, at first I was really not liking her so much, but well, now let's just say if if things were not to work out with you and her, maybe would you be upset if I made a move myself at some point?
Oh, you continue to surprise me every single day. I never thought you'd try and challengers me, but here you are.
I was just about to say, I feel Photoshop coming.
I can hear, and then Azov's gonna pull out a churro and take a big old bite. It's like, it excites me. I'm glad that you're excited about fighting battles again.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, she's given me quite a surge of bravery and whatnot. Feels pretty good. But in any case, I want you to know that it's always going to be party first and that kind of party second. So if this is going to be a wedge between you and I ain't going to go for it. There's other horns in the sea, but I just want to be upfront about it all, because gotta be honest with my feelings. And I caught some in this net of mine.
Oh, I appreciate your honesty. But as they say, all is fair in love and war. Especially the love of war, and war over love. So, if you want to challenge me for her, you're welcome to.
Wait, are you saying to combat and battle for her affection?
Sure, that too.
Okay. Alright, but I'm not sure if that's the way to go about it, but if it comes to that point, then fine, but I don't know. I have to think about this. Maybe now's not the right time, but I think what's meant to work out will work out in the long run, Let's just see how things play out for a while before it comes to blows.
Wait, do you think me... No, not fighting, not literally fighting. I mean fighting through other means.
Well, do you want to go toe-to-toe with a bard in that arena? That's fine, be my guest.
I will.
Alrighty then. So where's this damned crystal thing?
Speaking of useful rocks and not being here, you know who I bet knows how to work this thing? That Professor Orb. He probably plugs into somewhere here, and he probably makes this thing work. I think it's time we went and paid a visit to the professor.
There's nothing in here that's orb-shaped, is there? I thought they were like wee little crystal knobs.
Well, with some persuasion, they'll probably fit somewhere.
If we're continuing with the food sizing, these are hamburger slider sized on the desks. The ones in the back of the sub were pizza sized. And
He's
according to the
grapefruit.
D&D description, he is grapefruit sized.
All right, so you shatter him, and we plug him into all the little pieces, and then it works.
Oh man.
We'll break him like the great Ilmater himself. Break him into pieces and then jam them into all the sockets, and then it'll work, maybe?
That's definitely what someone did one of his pieces. You know what I'm talking about.
Ah.
All right, let's go get the others.
All right, yeah. So you pop back out into the cavern, and you're all out there now. Well, did you find anything interesting in there?
We found out that it doesn't work.
Yeah, we need some kind of crystal things.
I'm sure the engineering team will know more about that. It's probably a good thing it doesn't work, considering who possessed it before, but still, good to know.
We did encounter someone who used to work on this, a Professor Orb in the Druid Grove. We could go collect him, bring him back here, and see what he can tell us.
The one who we pulled out of that pile of treasure with the crab.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he is sure to know more. He did work on the project, as you say.
Unless Do these sending stones work to other magical rocks?
No, just the ones they're paired up with.
I put a sending stone in one of the crystal slots.
Okay. It. You know when you push two magnets of the same charge together and you get that
Yep.
fun, like it pushes it away.
Oh,
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't like shoot it out of your hand, but you feel that like that's a similar force.
All right. Well, I gave it everything I got, guys. I'm gonna go back to the hotel.
Yes, if you wish to speak to the druids, perhaps around when they wake up would be best. I know they didn't want to participate in this fight, and well, I hope they're still friendly given what we did on the beach.
They don't need to know everything about what we did.
Fair enough.
We can tell them that we negotiated for it.
We could tell them that they left, which they did do.
Yeah,
So
we could.
if we go that route, we should probably hide all the bodies in blood.
Yeah.
If you wish to visit the druids, that's fine. I think I might stay here and just keep watch over Bismarck, if that's okay. One of us
Sure.
should stay.
Call us if any more show up.
Yes, immediately.
Or two. I mean, I'm kind of famished. I'm good just kind of staying here. Maybe I'll play some tunes or something.
Are you sure? Do you especially, Bo, seem to have a lot to say to the druids before?
Yeah. Well, I can catch up with them. Just, I'm good just spending a little bit of time, just me and you hanging out,
I won't stop you. Watching does tend to work better in pairs.
I guess as we turn to leave, Azov's gonna like clap O on the shoulders and be like, "Good luck," and then he's gonna go.
What was that about? That was weird.
Don't worry about it.
All right, sure.
All right, so you guys are headed back to the inn for the evening, and Bo's gonna stay behind with Narcisse. So we'll go with the inn crowd first. We'll go with all of you heading back to the inn. Is there anything specific you guys discuss on the way, or are you just going back and crashing like, "Ooh, that was a big fight. I just need to call it a day"?
I'm actually okay. Like I could short rest and get a slot back, but overall I'm not too bad.
I mean,
Damn.
could just short rest and we have drinks at the bar or something.
Yeah.
8-9 is gonna ask a question of the other two. So, what are we gonna do if we do get it working? Are we really gonna take it back to the crown?
Presumably, to get the rest of our reward, honors, accolades. Seems like a good gig we got going so far.
They even tell us how much they're gonna pay us?
Yeah, didn't we get like
It
100
was a
something?
pretty
upfront?
good chunk of change, if I remember right.
Probably not as
God.
much as it's worth.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, if we all got
Um,
100, that's great and all, but I mean, like, if this thing is some sort of super weapon, I feel like, one, we're worth more than that, but also, like, we're probably gonna spend just as much to get it back if we need to buy some sort of weird magic crystal or even our time just trying to find it.
Well, so Molly, Polly, and Cobalt are the engineers who worked on this particular project with the druids, and they are currently at the castle. I would assume that they know where those crystals are, or have them on their person, or have them stashed somewhere at the castle proper, or maybe know of a stowaway place around here. I would hope.
Or the orb does.
Or the orb does. Because I mean, we got it this far. If they want us sharing gold and buying the materials to get their war weapon back home, that's a lot. But otherwise, I mean, we have a babysitter. I would be more than happy to do a Grand Theft Auto, but we have a babysitter.
Well, I mean, my other thing, I mean, sure, we can give it back to them, but I don't know. Something just doesn't sit right about all this, considering no one's talked to us about this. Half the people in the castle don't know about it, and yet there's people there that worked on this?
It's all very hush-hush.
They didn't say a word about it when we went to leave. So either those people were not notified or they knew to notify them. This was all King Shore's bag, right? What's his face? Not Arterian, that's the son. But
Rayland is the current.
Rayland. No, but not Rayland or Arterian. Hollis. Wasn't it
Hollis,
all
yeah,
under
he's-
Hollis?
Hollis is the dead one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 8-9, you said there were weapons, correct? When
That's
you looked in the back in the engine room?
Yeah, I mean, or it powers a weapon or something like that.
Any idea of what or how it worked?
Not really, that's kind of all beyond me.
Crystals,
I'll
though,
say-
right? Like input for crystals? Maybe there's
I'll
different
say
types
this
of
much.
crystals that do different type of things.
If the Crown thinks they can get this operating, and if the Crown thinks they can get this moving around the ocean, they're going to come up on some opposition pretty quick. The ocean is a very big place with a lot of scary things in it,
Sharks.
like sharks.
Well,
Yeah.
and your kingdom, right? I mean, I don't know how tied into the politics you are there, but how would they feel if they knew that the crown had some sort of weird water super weapon?
Oh, they'd be very, very interested in knowing just exactly what it was capable of.
So this is my point. They sent us on this mission to try and stop a war, stop from overturning it. I feel like if we deliver weapons, it's going to start a war.
It's a very valid concern, actually.
Well, you could say that. You could also say that the Githyanki king or emperor sending someone to do a coup kind of already started a war. And
Going
we're just
specifically after those items, by the way, or the list of those items. So somebody else leaked that information to somebody.
Yeah, but I don't
say we're
just,
starting it or we're catching up.
I don't just mean that. I don't mean a single assassination attempt. I mean, like, imagine a war that involved everyone. Every kingdom, not a squabble over a border, but the entirety of the planet.
World War.
I will say, wars have started over a single assassination. World wars at that. I feel like I read a scroll sometime a long time ago about it.
Actually, this would be a good question. Has there been a world war in the history of this world?
It's not a very
would-
big world, so one would think.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, your whole map is. We'll go back to a big map just for a moment while we're talking about this.
Oh, is this like we're a continent and we're not aware
you
of
are
other
you are a
continents?
continent. Yeah. You know there are other ones out there. It wouldn't be a
okay.
shock. Like for example, like this kind of in the southeast corner here, this Justice Collective Embassy. That's more or less like the UN.
Gotcha. Okay, so never mind then.
So you're a continent. But like, have wars been fought like across this world? Totally. But I wouldn't say there's anything at World War scale. But there's stuff now. The one of the key things here is there has never been a major conflict in this current era. In this like for these 2024 years, in this after the breaking, there has not been a conflict of that scale since then.
Except for now, Ganorak is like,
Except for now,
maybe
something's
now I'll
going
fuck
down.
around and find out. Okay.
Yeah. And part of that might be, some people believe it's because each of the 4 nations here, 4.5 nations here on the continent has their own piece of Veilmater. It might be almost like a what do you call it? mutually assured destruction kind of thing, because everyone has these like magical things. But there has not been a major war in these 2,000 years, which is significant. But is it a thing where like, yeah, it's peace, or is it just because everybody fears what would actually go down if someone broke the peace?
The way I see it, people are already making moves. They're trying to find out what that red-headed girl was looking after. And now we found one of the things. One of those things on its own doesn't seem that dangerous. A fleet, sure, that could definitely turn some heads. But whether a war is about to break out, it's already started. All we're doing is making sure that we're getting in good with one crown so that we can be somewhere safe. We can be somewhere protected if things do go down.
Don't really mind much if Talisport was just like from the map, though. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not gonna like organize a coup and like make that happen, but it could just be moved somewhere else. Wouldn't be mad.
I'll tell you this, 8-9. I've been on the front lines before, and I will never go and do that again. So the closer I am to the crown, the safer I am.
Makes sense.
Until they use you as their attack dog.
Well, maybe. What is it? Better to like the hand that feeds you than to bite it?
Yeah.
But what do you think, 8-9? I see this as an investment. Something that could lead to bigger, better, safer. Hopefully something that ends in a manner with my name on it. But if we were to take this, all we'd do is make an enemy of everyone.
I'm not even saying take it. I mean, because then it's on us. But I mean, if it was sunk and no one gets it,
We'd have to kill the paladin.
yeah.
Why don't we see what the orb says first? See what this thing is really capable of before we make any treacherous decisions.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. I'm not saying we do it. I'm not saying we don't follow through with what we were sent here for. It's just something feels weird, and I can't really put my finger on it.
You're not wrong. There definitely is something fishy going on here. And with that, I'm going to take one of my famous naps. Goodbye!
All right, you all split off for the night, and then we're gonna see what's going on back in the cave with Bo and Narcisse.
Bo's probably gonna take some time where there's just like kind of watching over things and stuff, and then he's gonna sit by her if they ever get to the point of sitting, just kind of be like, so
Yeah, she might like set up a fire, a non-grease fire.
mhm. So there's been something I've been meaning to ask you. And please don't take this the wrong way, and I ain't gonna like, I ain't gonna betray your trust if you give, what the crown would see as the wrong answer, because I'm not really that connected with the crown. I just kind of like get paid by him right now,
Well, my oath is sworn to them.
Yeah, about that. Why did you take your oath?
Well, my sister and I didn't exactly have the greatest upbringing. It can be rough in Teleport if you don't have the right start, We did not. Things were hard for us. We thought things might get better if we put a best foot forward, maybe sell a service, right? Some muscle, something else. And Well, to be frank, my sister and I took different paths in that. She takes care of herself by, well, I shouldn't say it so shamefully. It's just a different path. She, well, you might see her in a tavern such as, I forgot the name of the other, you might see her in a tavern such as the Loose Tongue, and she will offer services, other than food and drink to the patrons there, you know? People are willing to pay. She has goods, and she will sell them. In my case, I would rather sell my muscle. And I was able to prove myself in a couple of, friendly sort of tournaments. Did very well. And eventually King Hollis, before he died, thought make a good squire or page. Then I worked my way up to being a knight. Or a dame, as he would call me, but the same difference. We serve the crown, carry out the orders we're supposed to, and as a result, I owe the Shore lineage a lot of my success. And if things ever get difficult for my sister, I know that I could make sure she's taken care of too. Actually, she should be checking in relatively soon. We do it often, and she's going to pull out a different sending stone, and it's one that Azov actually spotted earlier. It's the sending stone with a little heart carved into it. We keep in close contact just to make sure everybody's doing okay,
Alrighty then. Well, you want me to hop in on the call and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh. Well, there is a word limit, but if you want to say hello, I can make sure that's part of the message.
You say at the Loose Tongue, eh?
Yes.
I'm just wondering if I've encountered her before. There was somebody who looked not a whole lot different than you there that was offering me some pretty heavy drugs. And I'm worried, like, could your sister be, doing heavy drugs?
I think I know who you're referring to. That is not my sister, although my sister does sort of run with her.
Oh. So, is your sister, like, on the up and up, or is she, like, trying to take advantage of people and stuff? Because that's what the other tieflings seem to be doing, was, like, get people extremely fucked up and then taking their money and stuff.
To be honest, I don't know all the dealings of what my sister... Sorry, I keep saying my sister. I should just say her name. It's Oris is her name. And I don't really know the complete inner workings of what she does, to be honest with you. But I know occasionally there are aphrodisiacs, you could say.
Huh.
Different clients.
But she doesn't. She doesn't do the kind of spells, kind of that you're doing out in the battlefield, right? Like, that's like something else entirely.
No, that is something I
those
trained
services do have those kinds of spells too. Oh my god, the possibilities!
I'm not saying they don't, although I haven't personally encountered one. But mine came about as I was doing my knight's training. And her skills and talents came about when she was doing what she does.
And so do you get your spells from a god as a paladin?
It's more about coming from within, making a pledge to yourself, and sort of transcending a basic protection, swearing to something greater, and really realizing what one can do. And if there is a godly aspect, I don't know of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ilmater was up there looking down, still blessing us,
I too have magic that comes from within, but mine's very hard to control. It's quite wild, you see. Or I guess you have seen, perhaps. Well, that's all good to know. I gotta ask. Are you happy with your oath? Was this a good crown to be doing this for? Because we're getting into all sorts of business now with, like, powerful weapons and stuff, and starting to get confused, and we really gotta make sure we're fighting for the right side. So you gotta shoot me straight here. Tell me true. Is this the right side to be fighting for? Do you really feel it in your bones?
I'm sworn to a crown, and on our continent, across Terratia, there are only two crowns, as it were. So if it's a choice between the Shore family crown or Emperor Genrek's crown, then I do believe I'm on the right side. Now, of course, you have your freer folk in the north and south, right? The northerners have their sort of chieftain tribunal, whatever it is. All the tribes of the south act independently, so there are other ways of doing things, certainly. But there's an order and a stability to a monarchy. And at some point, sometimes, no matter how by committee your decisions can be, someone still needs to make the ultimate call. And that's why Hollis and, well, never really Arterian, we know what happened there, and Rayland have these folks around them to give wise counsel and ultimately make the right decision. And at times, yes, the kings will hand down the decision, will delegate these things. No one person can truly manage it all, but one person should be at the head of it all. That's what I believe. And by serving that person, I find my inner strength. And
you have no regrets about your oath. You're
Listen.
very satisfied with it.
Are kings perfect? Of course not. And to be honest, I think Arterian wouldn't go down as one of the better ones in our history. But such is the law. Rayland has had a lot foisted upon him. The poor man spent a long time advising that child, and then when he came of age, he just turned around and did this. Rayland was finally going to be getting a break from all of those duties. Now he has to run the whole thing. I feel bad for him, frankly. Man seems exhausted by all of this. Point being, kings aren't perfect. As we've learned on this adventure, Hollis had his secrets too. I'm sure that Queen Regent Ileana has hers as well, given the other situation that they're dealing with that redhead you all rustled up. There are many of these things that folks don't share. Did you guys hear that?
I
You guys
heard
hear
something.
The frat bros who are somewhere in this neighborhood always yelling.
No.
Anyways,
But I'm glad you shared with me tonight. I feel like I learned a lot
Yes.
about you.
thank you, Bo. I feel like I've learned a lot about you too. And I suppose you've also learned a little more about my sister, who, by the way, Azov would also know pretty well, given what happened in the first episode.
Well, in any case, well, enough of this chit chat. How about a song?
Sure. Do you know The Bear and the Maiden Fair?
I don't know. Do I? I can roll for history
Yeah.
or something. History. Oh, he's good at that.
You know of it.
I've
You know the chorus,
vaguely
maybe?
familiar. Remind me, kind of, give me the chorus a little bit. I'll get into
She'll
it.
do a little bit of a hum, and then, well, if you don't know that, just play me one of your favorites. How about that?
Okay then. He's gonna do something that sounds similar to that, but it's not that.
Okay. Oh, I thought he was going to do his old standby.
No, that's not for right now. He doesn't have much other than, bagpipes, so he's just gonna do a little acapella. Can I do
Okay.
like a charisma check or something to see how he does with that? See if,
Sure, yeah. Performance.
yeah.
Pretty good. She gives a nice clap. That was very good, Bo. Thank you for that.
Alright, we can fade to black from there.
Yeah. All right. Shall we then pick up in the morning when you all have, I suppose, gathered for breakfast? Is that the right move?
I guess, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Bo will catch back up with everybody else at some point.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to ever jump ahead too much, in case someone's like, "Wait, I had a thing." Okay, so we'll move to Cold Ones. Y'all are having breakfast. The same 6 people are in here. Well, you do, including that couple who always gives the funny looks. Reggie will cook up a little something special, given what you've done for the town too. Just
eating
like
Not eating it.
yeah, this is gonna be really great. I even took extra care to filter out more grease this time.
Is Narcisse also with us, or does she?
Yeah,
still at the thing?
she'll eat breakfast with you. She'll eat that, but is going to, she needs to eat, but she'll probably go back to the sub afterwards.
Gonna eat a ration that I have in my bag.
All right. Right. Well, I hope everyone enjoys another meal on the Crown here. It's well earned, well deserved after all of that. We have a few orders of business we need to discuss over this meal.
Yeah. Like what?
Well, firstly, I have sent word back to the castle about those engineers. The dwarf twins, as well as the kobold, have or will be departing soon. They will arrive here Bismarck before then, but they will arrive tomorrow morning regardless. And the second matter of business, we do need to discuss the pile of treasure that was found. I don't wish to seize it. I don't wish to seize it for crown possession, but it was found on that mission. It is something we need to discuss. I don't know if you are headed back to the capital, if you wish to leave somewhere else from here in Icewind. If you do, I could pay out your remaining amount from the pile. But again, just given the situation, I would start with saying I would like to take half back for the crown.
I get that you would like to, but I don't think it's quite fair.
Friends.
A 50% tax? It's
I didn't think
unthinkable.
that. That's a lie.
It would curry more favor for you all with the crown, but if you want to negotiate further, we'll do so.
I feel like taking out an entire enclave of Sangwagan and restoring pride to this fine city under the greater banner of this kingdom should already curry us pretty good favor, on top of liberating the Bismarck.
Fair enough. By the same token, would it not then behoove us to leave the treasure with the town? Perhaps a bit of an economic injection.
No, I don't think it would behoove us to do that. I think we paid the town. We gave them.
We gave it its economic injection already.
we were job makers. We did our part.
We bought people drinks. Well, somebody bought somebody drinks, and then we hired people.
That was did we say that Dusseldorf was one of the hirelings or no? And that like
He
that
was.
kind of
And
so that kind of like that one that the crowd back over after his bar tab that got thrown at him. So you did do that. Very well, then you tell me what would be a fair figure. It would I cannot in good conscience go back without anything having discovered said treasure, you understand?
Anything more than 28% is highway robbery?
That's a specific figure, Bo. 28%? Where do you pull that from?
Well, here's my math. We found 993 gold.
I hope he's like writing this on like a napkin.
Yeah.
at the table.
Or that or like just directly onto the table.
Okay.
We found 240 gold worth of gems. So that right there. Also, we found 20 tridents, 5 gray tridents, and 1 king trident, which adds up to 170 gold right there. So that's our net. Now, we take away 25 for hunting traps, which were pretty important. We take away 20 for Nor. We definitely held up her end of the bargain. And then we take away 20 again for the peasants. I mean, the hirelings that we hired to save us. Now, total, that brings us to minus 65. 1,338 gold. Now, you were there with us when you helped us fight the crab, or right? You were there, right?
Yes. You
And
all
then-
handled it very quickly, but I was present.
So, we'll call that half day rate. Then we have the other fight with all the Sangwangan. So how about this? Divided by 5. Everybody can get 250 each. And then we have a little extra that we can, I don't know, give to the town or something like that.
That sounds fair to me.
So you wish to split it down the middle, so to speak. Even portions for everybody.
And then a little for the town, such it behooves them.
All right, just roll me a persuasion. You did all this mathematical stuff, so I'll say you can do it at advantage.
Especially
All right.
considering that I kind of like whisper over. I even use the whisper cantrip to Azoth, being like, "Yeah, especially since pretty much everything the crab and probably those others took was from the crown or from the town itself."
This is a good point.
Ooh.
Double roll, but doesn't
I'll take
matter.
the 23. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. All right, cool. Yeah. So. All right. Well, as loyal as I am to the crown, I cannot go against what is fair. So, I will take 250 back for the crown. You all take your portions, and that leaves 300. Is that correct?
No.
It
That
will
leaves-
behoove the crown.
Oh, it
to
leaves
know.
Sorry, it leaves almost
It leaves-
100 gold for the town.
It leaves 88 gold for the town.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, 88 gold. That's not bad. That's a new park. That's some roads, you know?
And the crown will build a reputation for paying its mercs well for when there's tough jobs that really need to get done.
This is true. I do wonder if any of the other teams that were sent out encountered similar situations, and if they hired as well.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, there's definitely precedent. When I bring back a head for bounty hunting, they don't ask me about the money in their pockets.
I am not a bounty hunter myself, but this has all been a reasonable exchange, so. Very well.
Alrighty, 250 going into my pocket.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, hey, Azoth, here's
Hmm?
20 of it.
Thank you very much.
And my debt is paid.
Narcisse sees the gold go across. What was that one about?
I owed him some money for some equipment.
I see. Well, I am finished with my meal. I'm going to continue to stand guard over the Bismarck. Not necessarily until our friends arrive, but to make sure things are covered. And you can all reach me if you need to. Oh, pardon
Oh,
me.
I can establish a telepathic link with her, and then we don't have to waste the thing.
What's the
If
range
you-
on that?
A mile?
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Just bearing that in mind, that's fine.
Well, assuming that it doesn't go away when you leave the range.
Yeah. You might just be out of it for some moments. That's all.
I'll look up the exact verbiage on it.
It doesn't say anything about deactivating if you leave range, so I would assume that it just gets suppressed.
Yeah.
And speak telepathically with them as long as you are within 1 mile. Yep.
Nice.
And we don't need to speak a common language to understand each other, so we could just speak in a made-up language, and the intent will come through.
Cool.
Nice.
She'll feel that come in. All right. Well, I suppose that would be best for any sort of emergencies, right?
not limiting to batches of like 25 words at a time would probably be better if there was an emergency.
Indeed. Speaking of 25 words at a time, and she's going to pull out her heart sending stone, I will leave you all to it. And as she walks out, you will just hear like the beginning of that conversation, just like, I hoped you slept well. I slept well too, is like what you're hearing as she walks out.
So it doesn't look like it went too well, Bo.
What are you talking about? Playing the long game. Everything went perfect.
Insight.
Not-
I don't even
not-
know what I'd be inciting. Just kidding.
Not only that, she's got a sister.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if I've run across her before.
Are you guys both
Yeah.
scamming on Dame? Is that what's going on?
I don't think that's the right word. What do you mean by that?
Are you? You are. You are.
I
Gross.
don't know what you're accusing me of, and frankly,
I-
I'm offended.
I'm
think you do
accused.
now.
They know.
I'm
Great.
not scamming. If anything, he was scamming by getting off with such little pay on the crown's part.
They're lucky they got anything. I think that was pretty generous. Am I completely out of left field here? 8-9, back me up.
I mean, yeah, no, I thought what we figured out was fair.
How much of your bounty do you give back to the crown when you bring someone's head in?
Only the tax required.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you guys pay taxes?
Well, when you get your money legitimately.
That's fair. That's fair.
The only people that don't pay their taxes are criminals and the exceedingly wealthy.
But if you're asking for both going after her, well, I guess romantically is a strong word. But if we both fancy her, then yeah, I think so. Fuck it, I'll put it out in the open. I don't care, Azov.
Does that make you
Ye-
feel a certain way, Henry?
I mean, I feel like I should warn the poor girl, but beyond that,
It's all right if you feel jealous.
I'm good. I am okay, gentlemen. Thank you for that consideration.
I'm going to insight that. How heartbroken is she?
Oh,
Whoa!
Azov
No.
stares into her soul.
She's pretty fucking good.
I see you've gotten over it quite well. I'm happy for you.
Can I insight if Azov is hurt by that?
Oh!
God, what the fuck?
He's definitely like, really? Really? All right. Really?
Have you
Nah. I mean, I'm 5'4" of pure muscle here. Come on.
Short king.
This is 8-9's first smile of the day.
He gets one.
It's the quota.
Oh man. All right. So as far as your business for the day, I think you had the druids to visit with. I don't know what else is on your checklist, but
I think that's it.
There you go.
Unless we want to go, like, sink the Bismarck, but I think we want to go talk to him first.
We can't sink the Bismarck until we figure out how it works first. Then we take it for a joyroid, and then we
Yeah.
sink it.
kind of float.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, we didn't think
Sink it,
about
it's
this.
It is a water vehicle.
You want to fire the weapon at least once to see what it does.
That's a good
fire it,
point.
we blow up
That's
an
a good
island.
point.
You're like, all right, let's leave it.
It's like a hyper cannon that just like it goes in a 360, carves out the cavern around you, and then just
Oh,
just
no.
like a beam. Just
We would fire
Oh,
it,
man.
blow up something, and then stick a brick underneath the wheel, and then come out and be like, all right,
Nope.
so long.
oh man. All right.
Alright, let's go hunt down the druids.
How do
We
we want
need
to
to-
handle
What are we
know.
asking them? We're
Well,
just
he worked
asking
on
what kind of
it.
crystals? Well, he's one of the people that worked on it. He admitted that he doesn't know how it really works. I think he was just kind of there with the construction team.
he said he was an
Oh.
expert.
If I
in it.
remember right that.
I
He
thought he
said
was
expert.
like the lead of the project.
You guys should all have. Do you have?
Let me consult my fucking notes.
Yeah. Hold on. Did I not make this a handout? I'm sorry. If I didn't, I will now.
I thought you said he had like a couple expertise, and one of them was the Bismarck.
He does. Let me just make this a handout for you guys.
Here, yeah, I see. Mm-hmm.
All right, here you go. Let me make this a handout right now for you. Just make it easier. All right. Phineas Daybreak. He is a Professor Orb.
Totally heard Phineas Daybreak pizza. I was like, all right.
All right.
go.
And then don't forget, because mine's in dark mode, you might have to change the font color or whatever, potentially. All players. There you go. Sorry, I just forgot to do that last time.
His areas of expertise are the Bismarck Project
Bismarck Project.
and the other warcasters. Said to be able to wipe out entire legions.
So
my
we're gonna
God.
kidnap the
big.
orb. We're gonna kidnap the orb, and we're just gonna make him tell us everything, right? That's
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna do.
I don't think we need to kidnap him. I think we just need to talk to him.
I think he
Pretty-
can't stop us from kidnapping him, though.
I gotta say, it seems pretty easy to kidnap him.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying I don't think we need
We just
to.
walk away with him.
Yeah.
He's like, wait,
I-
no, you
I
can't
could have kidnapped him yesterday. Like, I just grabbed him and ran
That's
off.
true.
That's true, you did.
He's very kidnappable.
He's got that mage hand thing. What we need to do is we need to tie him to a rock or something, and then he can't float away.
Or I just use my own mage hand to keep him in place, you know.
Oh yeah, that too.
He can already do so little. That's just cruel.
Now you can't move.
My one thing.
Okay, guys, but we gotta stop talking about this. We're getting near the druid thing. He can't hear us talk about
You go to the
kidnapping him.
shrine. And Henry, you would feel, by the way, when you reach the shrine, you going to the shrine will put you out of your telepathic range. That is
Okay.
just far enough, because that's like out of the town into the woods a little bit, as opposed to the northern shore of like outside of town. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you will feel like a little mental fizzle as you're like, oh, I know I'm out of the service area while I'm here.
One of those weird like shivers, like, ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You can no longer feel her presence with the force.
Whatever like a call dropping would feel like in your brain.
I don't think it would be good. I don't think it would be a good
no,
feeling.
it would not. That just that's freaking me out a little bit. Okay, so you get to the you go to the shrine, and Sydney's last doodle on this guy is probably the face he'd be making if you did try to kidnap him with a ooh orb.
Ooh,
We bring good news of good tidings.
Also, good morning.
Yes. Good morning. This is the orb speaking now. Yes. Good morning to you. And by the way, it definitely like glows like kind of with each word a little bit. For sure.
Sure.
Just like, oh yes. Good morning. Did you all sleep well? I don't wish to hear the details of everything that happened, but are you well? And was it a success?
Everyone lived that needed to.
I will take
That's a
that
good thing.
answer and speak no further on it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes.
I will ask
They
no
fought
further
hard.
questions. But if you're
But-
here, I'm sorry.
They fought hard, but ultimately they were not enough.
I see.
Their screams of terror.
Let's.
Lull me to sleep.
Why don't we just stop it there?
Okay.
I will ask no further questions, but if you're here, I'm guessing you have some to ask of me or of Bella. And she just, while holding the orb, is just like, hello again.
Yes. Do you have any games on your orb?
It's. No. There
Everybody's
apps.
got games on their orbs.
I'm a person. Well, I'm a soul in an orb, but I'm the part of the person that matters.
Debatable.
Just pinball. It's just pinball.
But yeah, we recovered the Bismarck. So we were hoping
Well,
you could
that's
come
great.
show us how it works.
Oh, I see. Well, my role was more in just making sure the Sahuagin environment was, safe for them to work in. But I suppose if I were around it, I could figure things out. I was privy to most of the planning.
Like, do you know anything about power crystals that help make it run? Or where
Weapon
they could be?
crystals.
Like
Oh.
where they might be, for instance?
Oh, well, as long as a gem or a crystal is loaded up with the right spell, it can work, but I have to imagine the engineers took most of them back when they abandoned the project. You don't really want to leave magic just sitting around in a if he was a person, you could see him like doing the side look and then kind of looking at himself. You wouldn't just leave magic in some sort of Orbis form.
And that's exactly why I didn't find any crystals in that dark cave. I looked very, very hard, and there were none there. You're welcome, everybody.
Alright, so first of all, are there any special kind of crystals or just anything you can get anywhere? What spell is put in them?
Well, the components are sort of based on what they need to do, you see. Certain spells, they activate different parts of the Bismarck. So, for example, if you were to load, I don't know, let's say, do any of you do any of you have Witch Bolt? Am I making that up?
I do
Okay, I thought someone did.
I have Chaos Bolt, which is my
Maybe
little homebrew
right, yeah.
thing.
Well, you would be familiar with Witch Bolt in that case. You know kind of like what is. For example, if you were to take a Witch Bolt or a Fireball, one of those common spells, if that were to be linked to the weapon system, it would magnify it and fire it out of its cannon at a much stronger degree. Then, of course, you could use a shield spell to sort of protect the thing better. You have your basic, mechanical spells that help the rear covering open, or the front covering open and close, and then you pair that with something that speeds up the vehicle, and that is how you're able to crash into other boats and sink them. And with enough of that, as I said before, you can sink a whole legion. They wouldn't even be able to aim at you beneath the waves.
So wait, are you telling us that this is not designed for specific spells, but is customizable with all sorts of spells we could put into it?
Well, depending on the device, yes. I don't know that the effect would always be desirable, but whatever you're putting through the cannon would be magnified, and certain ones that are meant for control or navigation would help you do that. I've been told, for example, I haven't seen it in practice, but I know in theory, placing something like an illusion spell or a scrying spell on one of those navigational desks would help to navigate the ship from under the waves when there's limited visibility. That was the plan, at least.
What about spells that influence the will?
To be honest, something like that had never come across my mind. Judging by the way the weapons were designed, it's more about magnifying an elemental effect, or increasing the force or the impact of something. I don't know what would happen to something mental or perhaps psychic based. I don't know that would be as magnified.
How do we get it to just move, though?
Well, it needs to be powered on, and it needs to be in the water. From that point, you'd be able to steer it with the steering wheel and the tail.
How do you power it?
Well, you'd need a spell such as... Tony looks at a wizard spell list to try to find one that would make sense.
On off.
Sure, yeah. Something that... from the tech spell list.
Yeah.
Something of that nature. Something to increase speed, perhaps in expeditious retreat. Something that increases the movement, a haste, perhaps.
Now, are these the kind of crystals that you can get in components in like any old spell shop, or are they very specific kind of crystals, or are they diamonds?
As long as they're an appropriate size to fit the holster, it should be okay, but it would need to be cast at a high level and repeatedly. It would work on charges,
Right, but I'm just wondering, could it be any crystal? Does it need like a ruby or sapphire, or like something of a certain quality?
Oh, well, I don't suppose the nature of the gem is as important. No, as long as it can store a spell.
But can any crystal? I was not aware that just any crystal could store a spell.
Well, this is why you would need a spellcaster capable of making it work.
How long do the charges work? Does someone have to be shooting spells into it like every single day?
Well, it would depend on the level. You know, there are various levels of magic, and if one could inject a spell of a high enough level, it's almost like for the players, it's almost like a fuel, right? You know, like it's injected that to that level. So whatever I'm trying to think of a good analogy in this case would be, you know, think of it like water in a bucket and a small hole at the bottom of the bucket. The more you pour in, the longer it will take to all drain out. And so depending on the spell and the level and frequency you cast in there, that's how long you could go. If it ran out, sure, you could top it off again, but it all depends on how much you initially put in there, you know?
Can any spellcaster put spells into a crystal, or is this like you have to be a certain kind of like enchanter of sorts? Like, could we potentially do this, or do we need to find special people to do it? Because I've never known that I could put any kind of spell in a crystal before.
Well, during my time there, it was mostly the artificer, the kobold, who was capable of doing that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe any magic user can do it, although several can, and I suppose it's a technique that could be learned. But to many, it's a specific part of their spellcrafting. Bella
Oh,
just
okay,
like
then I
holding
was
the orb is
beginning-
like, I can't do it myself, but I've heard of it.
I'm afraid, guys, I am untrained in the ways of magic. My wild magic just won't do here.
Right.
We're gonna have to
He
find
has-
ourselves an artificer.
He has a crazy broken magic. Could he channel that into the ship?
What do you mean by crazy broken magic?
It's wild magic is what they call it.
Oh. Well, I suppose I don't know exactly what would happen, although I would caution against it if you don't know what would happen either.
I have no idea what would happen.
Well, I suppose I don't have much of a personal vested interest in Bismarck at this point, but if you are going to try something like this, Bo, I suggest you do it in a safe manner.
I don't know how I would. I think it
Accidentally
better just
load a fireball into the navigation slot or something.
or turn the whole freaking object into a big sheep. A big
That's
sheep
inside of it!
with us inside of it in the middle of the water.
Never do that. Never do that.
I
If
never
it's-
intend to do. I think we gotta
if
find
we're
ourselves an
about to die-
artificer.
No. That might be a good idea.
Well, you do have one coming, so that's good.
Do we?
So-
Yeah, Cobalt.
Oh, that's
He's,
right.
He's part of the team that's coming, yeah.
Oh, I thought for a
Well-
second Andrew, and I was like, ooh.
I was like, is he back to Artificer?
I keep trying to, slip that into the group chat. He doesn't seem to be picking up on it.
I made him a whole artificer subclass for what he wanted.
Well, he'll show up in a couple weeks. But yeah, so that's what Phineas would relate to you as far as the workings of the thing. And it's my understanding that the others work more or less the same, you know? Just they are meant for different types of terrain. Castor in the sky and Alexander along the ground.
Forgive me if you've answered this before, but what was the original purpose of the Bismarck? Was it a weapon of war? Exploration?
Well, I suppose it could be used for for a good amount of exploration as well, but my understanding is, well, like I guess war would be the category, but in a preventative measure. If Hollis was looking for an edge over the other rulers of Terratia, considering it's kind of an even draw, at least it seems to be, then this would be a way to go about it, to give himself more of an insurance should things go bad. Peace can't last forever, you know?
Especially if you're making weapons.
Well, no.
Was this meant to be mass produced, or was this meant to be the only one?
Well, it's the first one. I suppose mass production is possible, but this is the first of its kind.
And
A
how
lot of
long
nerds.
ago was this made? This was made 10 years ago, and it's just been sitting here all this time?
Yeah, the project was started about 10 years ago, but abandoned about 3 years into it when the king died.
But it's abandoned, but it is finished and fully operational, or is there still something that's needed work on it?
Well, all of this crystal stuff is so far just theory. There were only small tests.
Ah, so you've never actually done it before.
No,
Like, we could put a crystal in there and it just literally blows up in our faces.
I would hope that wouldn't happen, but I can't promise the chances are non-zero.
God, I wanted to drive the thing. Never mind. Never mind.
I say we get some
Whoa.
hirelings. Let's get some hirelings and let
Where-
them try it.
What? God dang. What a day.
We got a day. We just got some gems from the crab horde. Let's jam some in there and see what.
While we're inside of it, or do we want to use like Mage Hand?
I've got Mage Hand.
I'm gonna
Because
be
it
inside of it.
explodes. Aesop, it might explode.
Yeah, but it might also do something cool. Have you thought about that?
Alright, then you go
Not.
inside and
No.
do it. I'll wait outside and see how cool you are.
Fine. 8, 9 will go, and I will go inside of it. He's on board.
That's not a no.
If one of you wishes
He
to
told
try
me
this,
no.
I suppose I could teach you a technique to embed one of your spells. Tell me
Sure.
which one you're looking to do, and we could try.
Chaos Bolt!
I think we should probably get it moving first.
What directions are the cannons facing in? Are they're not, which way? Where are they facing now? They're on the sides? No, we don't want to use them underneath.
Wait, let's do
In the
something
cavern?
harmless. Let's do something
Here, here.
harmless. Let's put in
They
prestidigitation
rotate from the
just to,
side.
like, cleanse the whole thing, you know, because it's been sitting here for 10 years. Let's see if it can self-clean, you know, like
yeah, I
a
guess no one asked
freaking...
about the smell when they went inside, so we didn't have to think
It
about
was damp and gross. I vote prestidigitation. Put that in there.
I do know.
As a. Go ahead.
I do know a way of making myself faster if we want to use that spell to make it go.
Well,
As
it's
a
going to
creature-
take a lot of effort to power up to get the whole thing moving. Those would require a bit more magic. If you were inside of it, then I'm sure you saw the larger sockets in the back. But it's not impossible. As I said, I'll just have to take the time to teach you.
Well, we're also going to need some crystals.
Did we loot any crystals from the? You said that we got gems.
Yeah, part of it was assorted gems. So there's definitely something in there you can use.
Neat.
I can command the winds. I've often used them to speed up our boats on the waves. Maybe it can be used to churn the engine, get it rolling.
It's worth a shot if that's what you wish to do. I can teach you to embed this spell.
Is it like you teach me that I can do any spell or specific spell?
It would just be the one. It
But if we
varies.
keep you around, you could teach us to do all the spells.
Well, the ones that you personally know.
Kidnap him. Go. We're taking him. He's going to train us to do all the spells.
Yeah, he's gonna make the face again that's on this page here.
Yeah, sure. Teach me how to do
Okay.
it.
All right, he'll teach you how to do it. And I guess Ryan, for your character sheet, you could consider this like a feat for Azov. Like after he teaches you this, you will be able to store this Gust of Wind spell in similar gems. In the same way that there's like the spell storing ring, I would say you can do that with Gust of Wind.
Why don't we have him
Just
teach
shoot out
one?
like a thing of water underwater. That's gonna be so lame.
Why don't we have him teach one to each of us, so that way, if we ever need to do something, we can. Like I could do.
Sure, yeah, everybody can. Yeah, tell me what your options are, and we can say everybody has this as a this way everybody gets the feat out of it. You know.
I want to do disguise self to make him look like a shark, whatever that is.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
and Sid, what about Henry? Is there something?
I mean, unless I can make it manifest a illusory dagger that's gonna give somebody a headache, that's kind of all I got.
You can put it in the cannon.
I can put the knife in the cannon.
Actually, I guess this is a good question. Is it just spells or spell-like abilities?
Because I manifest the shit with my brain.
Hold on. I'm looking at your. We're gonna take our bio break in a moment here. I have a specific thing to segue into the bio break, which is why we haven't yet.
Hold
Let me
on,
see
where's
here.
this bitch at? Where's this
Psychic
bitch at?
Blades. Yeah, here we go. You manifest attack action.
I manifest a psychic blade into my free hand and make an attack with it.
My lord, the submarine is throwing knives at us. What should we do?
Psychic knives that leave no trace.
Leave no trace, and
Is
they
it
hurt your
destroying
head.
the hull? It's giving the hull anxiety.
All right. So here's what how we're gonna call it. If it can be, we're gonna say it can be a spell or spell-like ability. So if you want to do your portal thing 8-9, I would say you could do that. Henry, if you want to do your blades, I could say you could do that. And then it can be activated by whomever. So like that'll be the trade-off there, Henry. So you can essentially store a knife that somebody
A knife.
somebody gets to summon like your psychic knife for an attack if they wanted to.
What do you have? A knife. No.
Yeah,
Can I give
so
a sneak attack instead? I feel like that would be more useful.
sure.
So-
We will say okay, Henry. If you want to make the note for yourself, Sid, we will say that yours is like a one-time use sneak attack for somebody. That I
I
think
want to
that'll
give
be
it friends.
that'll be a fine way to shake it out. Yeah, whatever, however you want to do it, however you guys want to do it. But Phineas will be able to teach it one form of it to each of you.
I think I actually might just do the knife, just in case we come across like a giant fucking sea monster.
I feel like we need Longstrider before the navigation thing so it can actually move, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Would it be the
Oh.
same as casting a spell where each time I put something into a crystal, I would need to roll a d20?
Do that. Don't do that.
It depends on. So the way your magic works is the first time you do it, you're fine, but after that, you're chancing it. Is that correct?
No, it's when I do it, normally I have to roll a d20, and on a 1, I have to do it.
Mhm.
Or if I use my Twisting Fate ability, then the next one after that triggers it.
Okay. I would say it depends. It would just depend on the state that you were currently in. Then, like, so if you load it up now,
Yeah.
then it it is what it is. If you were to then like, I would say if you store a spell in there, then like
Mhm.
if you decide to use that, let's say 2 days from now, that's essentially a spell you can use, guaranteed won't cause any chaos. You know what I mean?
I don't know
like
what you
it's-
mean.
So, because when you cast a spell, that's when there's a chance of something happening, right?
Right.
Right. So if you store, I don't know, let's just say fireball. Okay, you store fireball in there. It's in there. It can be used. It can be activated by whoever. So
Yeah.
then, let's say tomorrow, if you want to cast it out of that gem tomorrow, then you cast it without having to think about the chaotic stuff at all. It just casts. There's no risk associated with it.
So it's a way to bypass the wild magic.
For whatever one thing you're storing, yeah, I would say.
Okay.
I think I'd like to change my spell to Misty Step.
Okay, that's neat. Okay, so Phineas will take, and then okay, so for going forward, then should you guys wish to do it, we'll say it's like it's either a spell slot, or Henry's case, we'll say it's like a once.
I can use
until it's used up.
I was about to say I can like put it towards my psionic energy pool, like
Sure, that works.
per load. Okay,
And for each of these, it's only going to be like one charge. Like,
just so
we'll make
then
sure
I'm
that,
not abusing the shit out of it.
Yeah, exactly. This will be like a once a day, one charge kind of thing. But each of you, Henry, your knife, as always, Misty Step, bows, whatever.
Disguise self.
Disguise self, and then 8 9s, long strider. Phineas will teach you how to do all that. Well, it seems to be a success all around. Or wait, do you need to roll then, Richard, for when you put yours in?
That's what I was asking. Is do I
Yeah,
need to? Do
yeah,
that?
because you are
Okay.
casting it, so I would say yes. But
Okay.
upon doing that, then you know it's
In there.
yeah, you're good.
All
So
right.
now there's a safe use of disguise self in there.
Got it.
Sorry about that. I was answering for the future, not as you're inserting the spell. My mistake.
Got it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I suppose you can all be off with these and see what happens. Please do be careful.
I would say for the future, since it's a delayed response, you should probably roll the d20 so that way we don't know what's happening with that crystal. Because otherwise, it's like, oh,
Okay.
it's a one
That's a
that
good-
went into
that's
the
a good
crystal.
call.
Like, wait, we're not going to use it then.
That's a good call.
Fair point.
All right. Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I might need to be reminded of it, but we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, so now you are all off to the Bismarck, correct? Now that you have all those, you heading just right back for it?
Do we want to take the orb with us?
Field trip with the orb.
How many crystals do we have?
4.
Yeah, you each have a charge.
Got it.
I'm a little more risk averse these days.
Funny
So you
because
would-
you're soul in the orb and not like a soul manifest like inside of a person, and now you're more risk adverse.
Well, it was this or succumb to the salt lungs, so I chose this.
What is
What?
that? What does that mean?
I was gonna say, I have thrown in several times that he put himself in this for a reason and no one asked.
I'm not a prying person.
The what,
yeah,
the
you.
what
yeah,
now?
I would say you should do that. Artem, let me
How much were they all worth?
Let's find out. Let me look at the components for these spells. What are the components for disguise self?
Next to nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all low level stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec. I'll let you know what it is, and then we can
Right,
take the
we're-
GP value out. If you all want to roll for Salt Lung, go for it.
What am I rolling? Am I rolling history? Or is it like a magical thing? Is it Arcana?
I have to know what that is, right?
History or nature. 8-9 doesn't know.
It's all the same. Hold on. Nope, that's 1d2. Let's try
I'm
that
sorry,
again.
there's a spell called Jim's Magic Missile.
There we go.
What? Oh, it's from Acquisitions Inc.
Hey, there's a nat 20.
Okay.
That first roll was at 1d02, by the way. That was an
Yeah,
instant.
I gotcha.
I know so much shit
roll.
except for anything useful.
All right, Henry, you've definitely heard of Salt Lung. Salt Lung is it's essentially like this. It's similar to scurvy, except it's like just occurring in your lungs. And it happens, it is a thing that can happen to the sailors in this world when they are breathing in too much salt air. It's almost popcorn lung. Like, it's just, they are breathing in such salty air for such long periods of time. And considering Phineas was spending all this time among the Sahuagin, he was inhaling a lot of stuff that was just harming him.
Like, why? I've never met somebody with that. I thought it was a joke.
Because I needed a reason for him to to be in the orb.
Oh,
I don't
you
wanna
surface
be
people with
here
your
anymore.
weak little young lungs.
I bet you get weird dry lungs sometimes. You probably get You probably get the one that the Mass Effect guy gets. It's like too much liquid in his lungs or something. Or the dry lung? What does he get? He has something wrong with his lungs.
Pneumonia?
No!
In Mass Effect, it's
Yeah, this is
a
almost like
lizard-looking guy.
it's almost like a dry pneumonia. That is how I would describe what the salt lung is.
Gross. Hate it.
But you do start to say, I bet you get dry lung. And immediately, Azov's like, no,
Yeah, I know you do.
I don't. And my hair definitely doesn't dry out when it gets too dry. Okay? So let's just, all right, we're
That's
done here.
gross.
Let's go.
We will say it's 10 GP worth gem apiece for storing this spell. And when the spell's not, I mean, it's still a gem even with that, right? But like, you know, just something to keep in mind. Okay, and now you're headed back to the Bismarck.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. So we're about to hit our bio break. As you are headed back to the Bismarck, you are going through town. And as you do, you pass by Cold Ones. You see everybody inside the tavern. They're doing their thing. And as you do, the door to Cold Ones flies open. And a certain individual
Oh no.
just
Uh-oh.
bursts from out of the door and just calls out, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I saw you all walk by. Listen, you all need to hear this. This seemed very important. There were two other newcomers to town. They came to the tavern not long after you left, two Gith. And I know what you all have said about this whole Gith Empire thing, and they were also asking about Bismarck, and I think somebody pointed them toward the beach, and I don't know what your purpose down there was, but it seems they're headed there too, and I don't know, they just seemed very vicious, and oh my goodness, I'm so tired from all this talking. Oh, you might want to head there. Rather quickly."
Shit. They're going to steal the ship that we stole fair and square.
I mean,
Let's get over there.
they probably don't know how to use it though, so you know.
All right, you run toward the whole cave, and we'll take our bio break, and you'll see what's in the cave afterwards.
Or they're like freaking Final Fantasy characters where like no matter how much you struggle to get somewhere, they're just there and they know everything somehow.
Either way, like as soon as we hear that, though, there is absolutely a message going out to Narcisse, being like, "Hey,
Mm-hmm. You do not get a response back.
what the
Oh,
fuck,
she
Toby?
did.
I
Anyway,
quit."
I'm putting us
Yeah,
on the
wasn't
video
there-
screen.
I thought Narcisse was with us.
No, she
No,
went
she
to
stayed
hang
at
out
the
with the
ship.
sub.
Okay.
All right, so everybody, you rush back to the Bismarck cave because Illyrian said, "Hey, I saw 2 Gith. They were asking, and they went in that direction." And Henry gets no response from Narcisse. You guys run through the trail. You arrive in the cavern, and what you see when you arrive is an on the ground, motionless Narcisse over by the Bismarck.
Like,
Shit.
okay.
Before heading like straight over there, is there any like signs of maybe where those assailants went? Are there any footprints along the thing, or is it just too musty dusty down here to notice?
Let me ask this. For the folks who went into the Bismarck, did you close the hatch behind you when you left?
Presumably.
Would've, yeah.
Okay. It is open currently.
Question, would we have needed to use the spell slot in order to charge the crystal thing that we have?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I take one away.
Yeah, it wasn't a freebie.
Got it.
It is now. It's a freebie for next time. But yeah.
I'm gonna throw up. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna cast.
Are you feeling okay? Just kidding. I'm gonna throw up.
Azov sees that, and he is going to pull some of the water from in front of him and throw it on him for some armor of Agathis. And
Okay.
then he is speed, so he is going to just zip over to Dane, Narcisse.
Okay.
It's got a swim speed of 40, I believe.
Dang.
Unfortunately, he just used his Misty Step on this crystal, but he is going to move over to her.
Okay. What are the rest? We'll hold on that for a moment. What are the rest of you doing? I'll give it like everybody's gonna get kind of like we're not in turn order, but we'll say it's essentially like an action or a round or something of what you all might do in this situation. Ryan, I'll say you can get over to Narcisse. That's fine.
I think 8-9 will pop Longstrider properly on himself, and then crossbow out approach as well.
Okay. Bo, Henry?
I think I want to go to the Bismarck.
Bo, I'll say that's shallow enough where you're crossing now that you can just walk over it.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So I was here.
How do you do the movement thing? I can't remember.
Oh, like that thing Andrew always does where he like snaps all around?
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it, but he's the only one who does it. It's always cool.
I'm just dashing, and that's as far as I can get.
Okay. Are you dashing too, Sid?
Going to real quick. I'm assuming that this direction that's flooded out.
That's too deep.
Okay, then
But you
yeah,
can
I'm
cross
dashing.
where you just crossed. That's fine.
Okay, then I guess I'm dashing.
Is the water difficult terrain?
It's I mean, if you have a swim speed, it's not.
Okay.
Oh, you talking this part right here where Henry and Bo just crossed?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's shallow enough that you don't need to worry about it.
Okay. 35. Okay, so that's. Oh my god. Do math.
I literally just like count it out as I tap the arrow keys. That's how
Me
that's
too.
how I do the movement. I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
35, 40, 45. There we go.
Oh, right, because you're long striding.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely like directly north of you is then a ridge 8-9, but where you are now is fine. It's shallow enough that you can just be there.
Okay.
As you all are arriving to your positions, 2 figures are going to emerge, as you can probably imagine, from the hatch. 2 Gith are going to pop their heads up and sort of climb up.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, fuck you.
They're going to climb up, and are you all just going right into attacks, or are you like seeing what happens as they emerge?
I'm personally of the mindset that they rolled in here and attacked one of ours. So I'm going to assume that any level of talk, I mean, they've already proven themselves to be at least a little hostile.
Yeah, I feel like if Narcisse weren't knocked out, we could do some
That'd be one
banter,
thing.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
But they're in our ship and they've knocked out one of our allies. so-
Totally fair. I was just wanted to just see where you guys were at. So, then I was if you're just going into it, then I would say we'll just do the initiative. While you're rolling, I'll give you a bigger picture of what these two look like.
Whoa, that kid's got a full nose. She
It looks
so-
like they would beat my ass.
Alrighty.
Oh my god, it's the first dang time I rolled high on initiative.
Hey.
How are you guys so fast? Or did everybody dash but me?
I dashed.
Oh,
Dashed.
I have extra movement in the water.
Yeah, honestly, Ryan, I'm surprised you're not all the way to her.
I measured it out. It's just shy. I was like, here. So I used an action to throw on Armor Agathis. If I dashed,
Oh, got it. I see.
I don't know if we were treating her or getting ready to throw down. So
I mean, I needed to run around this way to get to the ship either way.
yeah. Did it not roll initiative for me?
I don't see it.
Yeah, it did not.
It might be because I didn't have the terminal open yet. I just opened it.
Let me refresh.
Sometimes you also have to click your like character icon.
That's true.
Yeah,
Once
make
once
that.
you're in, Ryan, then everybody's in.
Is my health on here because I took damage during the Sahu again thing, or is that just
no? It's just from whatever last battle you were actually in.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Then I should
Yeah.
be
So
at full.
yeah, everybody can make their everybody's token should more or less be full.
There we go. Now I'm more accurate.
Oh, you want to roll that? Here we go.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Oh, sorry. Let me put you in there twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, that's everybody. All right, so these two popped from the hatch. Henry, you're raring to go. You were up first.
Am I? No, Bo should be first. Oh no, I'm not. I got 20. What?
Yep.
Oh shit. I mean, I think I'm in the same boat, Richard. I think this is the first time I've rolled above a 6 for initiative.
Already. Usually, I have the whole round to prepare.
Usually, I could sit for 30 minutes. I'm just gonna dagger at the one that's there because he looks more ornery.
Okay, you dagger.
Dagger. It doesn't matter.
You
Dagger.
missed first dagger.
It's dark.
Nice!
You crit the second dagger.
Woo! And I don't have sneak attack. So and it's the fucking bonus action, so it's D4s.
You still get your strength or dex added to that though.
Yeah, but it's a little baby crit. It's just a little guy.
Is it the offhand?
Yeah.
Then no mods, but
Oh, it's
You
no.
rolled-
I thought you only just lost.
Oh wait, hold on.
Or is it no mod? there's only one thing you lose. I don't remember what it is.
Isn't
Sorry.
it no
I
mod to damage?
I still
The
have
damage, yeah.
Yeah.
flat. Ooh, hold on. Oh, that's attack. Hold on. It's under bonus
Yep.
action. It's showing for psychic damage. I still get that +3.
oh,
Oh.
okay.
Okay, so it is 11.
Not bad, not bad.
So the knife hits the guy who emerged, and it's kind of like in his shoulder. He's just kind of like, it's not the psychic blade, right? It's a real knife.
No, it's the psychic.
Okay, so I guess it fades after it stabs into him. After
I like
one-
to imagine that it shatters.
Okay, it shatters. He just looks at it, and then he looks over at you, and he's just like, interesting.
I flip him off.
Is this the main boss from Centra? I just remember interesting.
Interesting.
Alrighty, let's see.
I don't remember saying that, to be honest, from that campaign, but I believe you.
Alrighty. Bo is gonna throw a chaotic ray.
All right.
Alright, that's a 20 to hit.
Yeah. Who are you aiming at?
The same guy, I want to focus the same damage.
All right.
And I am really hoping for a 3, because that would mean that my 7 fire would get 2 more. 2! In that case, I just rolled 2 cold damage. Then he's slowed down by 10.
All right.
The Ray of Frost goes out.
Till his next turn.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, on his next turn, yeah.
On it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. All right, Azov, you were in the water, but you're moving quickly as you do. Is Armor of Agathis temp HP as well?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Nice.
Yes, 5 temp HP.
Nice.
And as long as he has that 10
Oh,
HP,
sorry,
it's
it's not the end of his turn to do that, by the way. So he does that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he's going to bonus action rage, and that is the end of his turn.
Okay. Yep. Sorry about that.
Hey, Ryan,
Yo.
you're rolling second level spells now, right? As Warlock?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Because I saw the 5 and I'm like, shouldn't that be 10?
You have a dip, don't you?
I'm
You're
Fighter
the
1
fighter.
Warlock
Oh, okay. Never mind.
2. And the second level spells, they come from feats or race.
Gotcha.
Which, yeah, speaking of, let's get up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So part of that's from the 40, and then back on lame land, it's much less. Do they have the wing or the fin of this thing behind them?
We'll say yes. Yeah, the position of this thing on the map, of the sub on the map, is just to show where it is. I'm not going to say it's like cover for them or anything like that.
But I can't gust of wind and push them off from the top of the submarine into the water, can I?
They would hit, yeah, they'd hit the hatch.
Okay, good to know. Then in that case, I'm going to move to Narcisse.
Okay.
And I'm going to administer a healing potion to her.
Okay. Roll me the healing on that.
Very nice roll.
Nice.
Nearly max.
Okay. You roll 9, and she just like, oh, and it's like just like sits up, just they sneaky bet. Oh, you're all here. Good. That's probably
It's
all
all
she
right.
can get out.
It's all right. We're going to take care of these guys. And he's going to stand and face them alongside Bo.
Okay.
But that's his... Actually, bonus action. Yeah, bonus action. He's
Bonus
going
action,
to...
Kith Narthief.
Yeah. He's going to point to the water and then have it go up.
Yep.
And
Let me give
he's
you
going to
that.
summon...
Yeah. I always forget to put this on the map. I'm sorry. I just need to get in that habit.
I imagine the tentacle just like slithers up the side of the submarine from the water directly.
Let me give you control of this. Oh, where are you? There you are. Yep, whatever you want to do with that.
Perfect. I'm going to put it right there in front of him.
Cool.
And I'm going to slap him with it.
Okay. Same guy who keeps getting hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Minus 3,
cold.
so 6 cold damage.
6 cold.
And he also has 10 less movement speed.
So is that like 20
So
total at this
so
point?
it's-
Does it
so-
stack?
Does
Yeah.
it's minus 10 from the cold, from each cold?
My understand. Well, yeah, I
we'll,
don't.
we'll say it stacks. I just want to make sure. So you each did minus 10. Is that correct?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe it stacks.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll say it stacks. He's hyper frosted. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Um,
hit with cold, and then he's hit with a freezing cold tendril as well.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. All right. Well, now it's his turn, and he's just gonna very awkwardly just like do like a tumble down off of this thing to try to land and move forward. Does the tentacle get an attack? Well, I guess it's not out of range just yet. I don't think it gets an attack up anyway.
It's not.
I'm gonna real quickly roll an acrobatics for him just to see if like he. All right, yeah, I'm gonna give him a little bit of fall damage for doing that.
Thought he was gonna like pull a Willy Wonka, but he didn't.
No,
Well, he's like covered in 2 different forms of frost, so
He was
should
like,
be
"I got
nimble.
this." Oh God!
it's an awkward landing, but as he stands up, it almost looks like others of him emerge from the ice as he mirror images himself.
God damn it! If we get our asses beat by Gith Yankee,
And now there are
I'm gonna be so mad.
where there once was 1 Gith, 4 are now standing. I think it makes 3 clones of you or 4. I don't remember.
3 for 4 total.
Yeah, for 4 total. That's what I thought. Okay, thank you. So there are now 4 defrosting Giths in front of you. And we go to 8-9.
All right, so 8-9's gonna get up here, and then he can make it just there with Longstrider, which is thankfully within range to use Planar Warrior. So he's gonna try and shoot at that guy, and also use his favored foe if he hits him. 22 hit.
Oh yeah.
So-
I need you to roll against the mirror image, or do I do that? I think I do that.
I think it's the
Caster.
owner of has to roll.
Okay, 3 duplicate. All right, so just 1 second.
I think it's if you roll high, then it hits one of the clones. If you roll low, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, let me double check it. Roll a D. Okay, it's a flat D20 to figure it out. 6 or higher to a duplicate. Okay. You do manage to shoot truly him and not the duplicate.
Oh, fuck you.
Yo, this guy's having a worse day.
So it's 17 total.
Yep, 17 force damage.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, he is pissed.
I want to say 8-9's like bolt just glows red with this sparking red magic.
Nice. All right. Well, now the other one who didn't get frozen is going to do a bit more of an elegant like leap off of the thing,
Oh, no.
and when she lands, same deal. 3 more of her stand up with her. And she's
It
going to be
didn't help
rushing
the other guy. Do you think it's going to help you?
and she rushes toward you all. And now, Henry, you're up.
Oh no. I might I'm just gonna dagger the other guy and hope it works out, maybe. Dagger. Motherfucker. Dagger. Awesome. Doing great over here. Doing amazing.
The daggers, unfortunately, miss.
It's dark. I'm doing my best with the lantern.
I'm gonna say Narcisse is the top of the round, by the way, but given what like just coming back, she's taken a second to take in the situation. But next round, she probably feel ready to act. Was there anything else for you, Sid?
Crying on the inside. That's about it.
All right, roll for cry.
Okay.
Bo is up.
All right. Bo is going to take a couple steps forward and try to kind of strategically place himself so maybe Azoth can get on the other side at some point. But he doesn't want to go too far away he still wants to get an attack op if she goes towards Narcisse. So he's going to go there and he's going to use his, what do you call it? His Twisting Fate, whatever it's called, to get advantage on this without being reckless. He's going to attack her with his hammer. Or his maul. Wow.
Okay. That is just a miss.
Oof.
That hurts. And that would have been a good amount of damage too with that 12. Oh wow. All right.
All right, Azov.
How's this guy over here looking?
He's hurt, he's frozen, and he's pissed, and he's bleeding a lot.
I'm going to use my bonus action tentacle first. Try and see if I can whack that guy again. And I'm guessing
It misses this time.
All right.
Maybe because he dropped to a lower kind of spot. It just whiffs a little above his head.
Why won't you let me turn you around? Whatever.
I don't know, sometimes grabbing the thing's a little weird.
1, 2. I can go here and flank with my boy Bo, so I will take a stab at her with the Abyss Trident.
Okay. $21. It's
Nice.
well, let me roll to see if it hits her or a clone. It is going to hit a clone. But that is one less mirror image clone in front of you now.
All right. In that case, yeah, Azov's just gonna kind of brace himself for this guy coming behind him, I guess.
Yeah, he sees the opportunity. He is going for it. All right, Azov. You are now being flanked. So, coming at you, we have... give me one moment here. and so these guys, by the way, they're running in. They have, like, this kind of freaky, like, underhand grip of, like, there's, like, a dagger in one hand and, like, a slightly longer blade in the other. But it's, like, this, like, you know, weird flippy grip, just so you know, like, kind of what's running at you there. Okay, so Azov, I have I don't even need to add the flanking to that. I'm guessing a 23 is gonna hit you.
I'll squeak by.
Okay, that's an 11, so let me add the flank for a 14. I think that might miss you.
14 misses.
Okay.
You said 11 damage.
No. These are just my attack rolls so far. I haven't rolled any damage.
Okay.
That's another. What is your current AC with Armor of Agathis?
Armor of Agathis doesn't do anything. It just adds
Oh.
temp HP and damage when they hit.
Gotcha. And a 13. Okay, so there's one total hit on you.
Okay.
Out of these attacks, and it is going to do. Oop, wrong direction. It is going to do 8 slashing damage.
Okay, so when that happens, what is that? 23? Yeah. When that happens, the Armor of Agathis, it, like, I imagine it first appears and it shows all these, like, icy runes, very God of War style,
Mhm.
and then it disappears. And then when it connects, it reappears and it shoots a bunch of ice shrapnel at them, and they take
Right.
5 points of cold damage.
Okay, he takes his cold damage. He
Just keeps getting hit with ice damage.
8-9 speaks gift, so he just hears him like swear at you, like when the thing just you whatever. I'm trying to think of things that Lae'zel says, but yeah.
Anything else?
No. That's all coming at you. Sorry. 8-9
Yep.
is up.
Well, I was gonna go in between, but since that gap's already closed, we're just gonna shoot at that guy again. 15?
So you have like this perfect shot lined up. You fire it at him, and just as it's about to hit, he like peeks over with his eye. Oh, hello, Flack. He peeks over with his eye, and very quickly his blade just goes up and parries it away, knocks that arrow away.
Okay.
Mirror image and parry. God damn.
Well, that's my turn.
They are a scrappy bunch. Scrappy bunch. Okay, the female Gith turns around to flank back with you, and they're speaking Gith, but 8-9 would just hear something like the Gith translation would be just like siblings fight as one. Then she turns and attacks Azov as well while he is flanked. All right, Azov, that's not going to hit you. I'm not even going to bother adding the D4. That's a 19. That's going to be a hit, and that is a 24 without flanking. So it's going to be 2 hits on you.
Okay.
So first, the longer blade, the scimitar, is going to slice into you, and that's going to do 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then the dagger is going to come into you and do 3 piercing damage for a total of, I think that was 7.
Okay.
All right. Now it is the dame's turn. She is going to bless Azov, Bo, and 8-9. You are all blessed.
Ooh.
She's not feeling so active combat right now, but she is going to do that for the 3 of you. Actually, no, you know what? She's going to cast it at her 2nd level so she can get all of you. Henry, you get it too. And now it goes to Henry.
Dagger! Jerk that I hit once and then never hit again. What the fuck? What the fuck?
12 is not going to hit.
Hey,
There we
that's gonna
go.
hit.
That's
And
sneak
you-
attack.
I was going to say sneak attack crit. Actually, hold on. He still has
Yeah.
mirror image clones.
Yeah, he does.
Sorry, I do need to roll that. Does he have all of his? Yeah, he has
Yep.
all of his. But you hit him.
Nice.
They all hurt.
16!
16. Henry, you want to describe this throw as you take out his exactly 16 he had
Yeah.
remaining?
I feel like she is deeply irked having missed the last 3 yeets. So it's literally just a what the fuck? And the fuck like just echoes through the entirety of the cavern, and she just hurls another one.
Yeah.
And it like, given his angle, maybe it's like just right in his neck before the blade like shatters and vanishes.
And like all 4 clones turn, twist, fall, and it's not until he falls and hits the floor that the clones disappear. All right. 1 is down. Bo, you were flanking with the other one who hasn't actually been hit yet.
Yeah, on the theme of being angry about missing, Bo's going to be angry that he missed, and he is going to recklessly attack this woman right in front of him. Yeah!
19's definitely a hit. Let me roll to see if it's the clone or her. With 2 duplicates, 8 or higher. Okay, you take out another one of the clones.
Yeah!
Hate mirror image, man.
That's
Azov.
it. That's all he's got.
Azov, there are only 2 of her in front of you right now.
Listen, even with 2 of you, you're really outnumbered. You should think about surrendering.
The Empire
And,
never surrenders.
All right, suit yourself. I'm going to have the tentacle attack first. See if I can take out that last clone, if I could fucking hit it.
Yeah, the 10 misses.
Then that was my bonus action, so regular action, Abyss Trident. with flanking for an 18 to
bless.
hit.
Oh yeah. That 23 damage.
That is no, it's 9 damage.
9 damage. Oh, you're one-handed. Gotcha. All right. 9 damage. Poker.
Did I hit a clone or did I hit her?
Oh yes. Sorry. Let me roll for that. Thank you for the reminder. You take out the last clone. That was
Listen.
that was an 18 on my part.
All right. Then I was like, "You sure you don't want to surrender?" I'm not saying it'll save you, but
She looks past you to the dead one behind you and just, in death and in life, we fight. 8-9.
Question. Would I get flanking against this thing if I was right next to her?
No,
I can't
it doesn't
remember if
count
that-
as a
okay.
creature. Yeah.
That's fair.
I feel like we all have to remember that every episode. It's all
I
good.
want to keep her from any possibility of running away, even though I don't think she will. So I'm going to go right over here on the other side, run around Bo. And going to shoot her.
Okay.
I'm also going to apply favored foe to her. If this hits. Plus
Bless.
a d4.
Yeah. Give it the bless.
17.
Hey,
So, you can tell she like wanted to parry it. She kind of did the same almost move that you saw the other one do, but it wasn't a good enough parry. You do hit her with her parry. That would be a meets it beats it. So you connect.
Awesome. So that is 18 damage. 18
nice.
18-4. She felt that.
the first hit we've done on her, right?
It is actually, yeah. And she's pissed, but she's got this tentacle. Can the tentacle be attacked, Ryan? Is there like wording on that?
It
It's not a
doesn't have a
creature.
hit points or armor class or anything. I imagine you just swing through it and it just reforms.
Okay. In that case, she's gonna swing at let's see. She's already managed to make some connections with you, Azov, so she's gonna with her primary hand, two are coming at you and one's kind of going backhand toward Bo. Is the move there.
Okay.
So we've got 12 is gonna miss you. A 9's gonna miss you. And Bo, an 11 is probably going to miss you.
Yep.
Okay, well, she just flops all around
She could do it at advantage for me.
Oh.
because you reckless
Right,
attack.
because of reckless.
That all right? It makes it a 23,
That'll hit.
and the knife stabs you for 6 piercing damage.
I immediately go invisible.
Okay.
I love that.
Well, now Narcisse is going to run up on her.
6 damage, you said?
6 piercing.
Okay.
You're raging, so yeah, 3 for you. Right? You're raging.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
right, 3 for me, yeah.
Yeah. Narcisse is gonna run up. She feels a little bit healthier now. 2 attacks. She's actually gonna run in. She's not going to. She's gonna leave her shield on that little bridge. She's gonna run in two-handed, just right at the just how dare you strike a servant of the crown?
Oh, Bubby.
And the 13 whiffs. Maybe she doesn't have all of her wits about her yet.
Oh, buddy.
Actually, it shouldn't be an advantage. I'm sorry, but those are going to be misses all around. I would say I'll just count the first 2. So 8 and 12, both
Does
are going
she
to miss.
Flanking because 8, 9, and the thing are on the other side?
Technically, no. I think we need to just stick to like a hard adjacent
Okay.
rule, just so we set it. I don't know why those went at advantage, but she is going to miss, unfortunately.
Henry's gonna crit her, it's fine.
It's either
Alright,
that or I'm gonna roll more 6s.
He's gonna miss, then crit.
Well, we've managed to hit her once, so good job, y'all. Henry, you're up.
Throw them again.
19 is a hit. That's 2 hits for sure.
Tight.
with sneak attack.
That's 1d6 plus 2d6 plus 1.
Oh.
Oh, it's not rolling dice. There it goes.
21. Man, Henry hanging back with dagger is like the secret weapon in this whole fight. 21, just two daggers like to the back, and she's like looking back at you, but she's surrounded, so she can't reach you. Yeah, she's real pissed off over here. Bo, we go to you.
Coming
Bo
at
has
you, bitch!
Bo has a sneak attack of his own because he gonna swing while he is invisible. And wha-bam! For
Yeah,
another
20
11 bludgeoning.
definitely hit. When you pop out of invisibility to do that, 8-9 just hears her scream and gif like, "You're still here!"
I'm pretty sure she thought she cut him so bad he disintegrated.
Yeah.
Basically.
Man, that move was so cool. That guy's gone.
All right, Azov, you're up.
Damn, she's still
So
standing
got all
after
this flanking going.
both of those.
Oh yeah, they were both very meaty, but the guy you iced just got trounced.
I'm gonna use oh right. Well, might as well. Bonus action. I'm gonna use my last spell slot to hex her, because why not?
Okay.
So let's hit her with flanking and bless.
Bane. Oh, sorry. Bless is on your side. My bad.
Yes.
So you're hexing her. Oh, sorry. You do your thing first.
To do strength. So why am I typing it out?
It's funny that remove curse works on hex. I mean, it makes sense, but gosh, that's such a high level spell for
I was
it.
about to say it's a really hardcore way to do it.
Yeah.
You definitely hit.
It's a really solid no fuck you.
Yeah. That's 8 damage, Ryan.
That is 8 plus this from hex. A gentleman's 2, so 10 damage of
Okay.
piercing, cold, and necrotic. And I'm challenging her strength saving or strength checks. So if someone wants to knock her into the water, feel
You
free
got
to.
it. So she's been stabbed, slashed, frozen, hexed, bludgeoned,
Shot.
shot. A9, you gonna shoot her again and maybe finish it off?
Yeah, how bad is she looking?
Real bad. She is. She's in that like panting animation where you know she's low. You know.
Well, he's caught bounties before. He's gonna try and take her alive, so this will be non-lethal if it connects.
Right
I'm
in the
hoping it
Achilles
does.
heel.
Oh, it connects.
So that's
She
19.
once again moves to do the parry, but your shot is another meets it, beats it, and she just whiffs that parry, and you get her wherever it is you're aiming.
Let's give this a good like through the knee type thing. So like she's not walking anytime soon.
Okay, it goes through the knee, she immediately falls on that knee, and you know it's non-lethal, but she just goes down and out cold. And with
All
that,
right,
we're out of
that
combat.
head's gonna leave a bruise on her.
And I suppose next episode, you guys will figure out maybe what her deal is.
Ooh,
We're
So
gonna,
we took her alive?
yeah,
Yeah.
8, 9.
Stuff.
The bounty hunter knew how to take her alive. Yeah. So okay, her parent brother is dead. She's alive. You'll find out what she knows or doesn't know next time. You've got the engineers arriving next time, and we may need to determine offline kind of where your next destination is. Depends on how much we get through next time. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. That a lot happened in this one for one that I thought might be a little shorter. Which was good. That was great. So that's an episode.
All righty.
Bye, stream.
bye.